Ladies and gents, here we are, game number 1 of the grand final. We have Hera in the blue looking for, what is it, his 11th straight S tier? His 10th straight? I've lost count.
I think this would be 11,
okay.
I believe.
An insane number, and then we've got Liereyy on the other side, who knows him incredibly well. And he has gone for the Goths, and he is bringing a forward villager to try and stop Hera from getting the dock up.
He's got a camel there. One of the most brutal openings, if it's on a water map, is if your villager dies while the dock is being built. And Liereyy,
he can build through the corner, Liereyy.
Get the villager,
you can build through the corner.
Oh man, Liereyy deletes the wall, but Hera's right there with a palisade and stops Liereyy from coming in. The instant Liereyy deleted that wall, Hera replaced it. That was incredible.
It's a great opening here and it's really resourceful from Hera to save his villager, but that's just a disaster class from Liereyy to not recognize that you can build through the diagonal there.
Look at where he is with another villager. He's behind Hera's base. He sent the villagers forward to lane. This is what we wanted from Liereyy so early in game 1. We're not even 3 minutes in here. 2 villagers forward from Liereyy. We wanted something different. That villager is going to lame the elephant. She's going to go after the other hunt over there. The dock was delayed, if nothing else, and Hera still has to be careful about that villager near the dock as well.
So important adaptation here for Hera if he's expecting this, and obviously he knows the one villager was there. But it's also just the fact that it's Goths, and we've seen this before. He's not even moving out for the lumber camp. Now I need to see his fog of war because that elephant's kind of in the back. You normally scout front. Did he notice the elephant even died?
No.
Okay, so he doesn't necessarily know there's a laming just yet. And he may move out to a wood line at some stage. And like we said before, he didn't actually go Chinese here. He's gone Mongols, so he has to get Loom to move out. That will put him down a Vil, but obviously a really good play if you think you're up against the Goth militia here.
Yeah, Hera finally moving out to that wood line. He's got 2 fishing ships as well. That will bring in a little bit of food. That elephant will go down. Hera definitely knows he's being lame because he could see the zebra bodies south of his TC, and he probably knows from Lierey's score now ticking upwards that the 2 militia are on the way, and obviously he's already faced up against a similar strat on this map.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how much food Hera's actually going to have to work with here because he would have really liked an additional elephant. With Mongols, you hunt very quickly. You can already see it in the res collected.
It's great, but it disappears fast.
It disappears faster, exactly. So you've got to have the resources then to spend on other things. Usually you're going to need the wood. So there's a lot on wood there. The militia are not really going to be here in time, but there's a weak Vil
right there, and Liereyy scouted that earlier. He's also, I like this, he's not hanging around with the camel. Sometimes players make it so obvious when they're there with the scout that the drush is coming in, and Liereyy actually goes after the zebra instead. Maybe that's a little bit of respect for Hera. He sees the woodline, he sees the weak Vil, but he figures with only 2 militia, it's not likely Hera's going to let him snipe that.
I think you can make an argument that this is more effective than even killing one Vil.
I mean, we talked about the food, right? Yep. How much food is going to be under Hera's TC? Right now, it's a goat. Yep. The rest of it is rotting in the sun as Liereyy comes over here. He's going to find the extra zebra. I think he might just go for those instead of going for the villagers, but Hera traps him in. The quick walls from Hera in game number 1 have been on point.
Yeah, just, that was insane. You know, the first one, maybe I could have some criticisms Lierey's way. That was absolutely unreal, and that will save him a pack of deer, or zebra, I suppose, and he's in feudal age. He can immediately benefit from feudal age, so don't freak out if you're Liereyy. The barracks is just now coming up. It's not like he'll go for an archer range or a stable. But this is what the Mongols are best at, and this is what Hera could do a lot of good things with, being feudal age 2 minutes faster.
This tournament, man, I've seen more traps and quick walls from Hera. Obviously, he has the capability. We've seen it before, right? But just his focus on trying to trap units in every single set has been amazing.
I think with the amount of wins he's racking up, he just has confidence he can do no wrong, and you're going to see that attempt all the time, right? Now that villager is
hiding. What? That's what she's. No, a little bit further.
I mean, you're just going to get trapped in there.
Yeah, he sees the gold at least.
Yeah.
Good scouting from Liereyy there.
I mean, I think Hera spotted the house.
Yeah, Hera's looking.
And maybe spotted the villager.
He's going up north. And he doesn't see that Vil.
If only there was a building that was in this game that could give you vision over an area.
Yeah, but it costs stuff. And he doesn't like that.
Okay.
And that villager is still hiding up there. I don't know if Hera is going to double check. This is a sneaky dock as well from Liereyy.
This is exactly what we talked about, right?
Stable, bro.
I want Liereyy.
Does Hera see this with the spearman?
Win or lose today, I want Liereyy to just go crazy. And if you do lose, at least then you've done some sort of surprise. Maybe a little too crazy, though. Maybe a little too crazy. He drops a palisade wall.
It's not going to do anything, dude. He's just going to wall you in, Liereyy. Oh, Hera walls him in. The stable is up against the edge of the map, and I guess the scouts are going to have to fall off the edge of the earth and then come back around.
You know what you needed there? You needed a gate through that area to block through. Now, you can still add scouts, but I think that those scouts are never getting out.
Yeah. So that stable is going to be a distraction at best and a waste of resources at worst for Liereyy. He still has food. The Goth hunt lasts longer. The elephants have been coming in, so his resources are looking okay. And he's going for a couple galleys just to snipe the fish. I actually like that better than the fire galley approach. The fire galley approach, Hera's going to have time to run his fish and to counter you, whereas with the galleys you can just show up and kill the fish right away, as Liereyy will lose this villager.
So Res Collected's pretty close. Considering it's a map filled with hunt, it's very close. I've seen games where Mongols have a 1,500 lead at this stage, so there's some positives. But Hera's exactly where he'd want to be. He's up in Res Collected. He's got some walls up on an area that's exposed. That stable's a complete waste. He knows his opponent is down a military building now compared to him. And he can be pretty chill from here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more walling from Hera. And starting to think about Castle Age, honestly. Yeah,
resources looking pretty good for him. 4 on gold right now, almost 200 gold in the bank, 400 food in the bank somehow, with 4 vills in the queue.
Yeah.
So he's done a really good job of managing the fact that a lot of his hunt was lamed. Obviously, the 3 fishing ships help with that. And look at this, Hera is forward. He's got the 2 archers and the camel as well. Leary's trying to clear that up, but Hera is just focusing down that villager. He won't let her go, and she is going to die. That's 2 villagers dead from Liereyy really early in Feudal Age.
Really well played. A little surprised Hera hasn't expected the skirms and gone for a stable yet. That'd be a very Hera thing to do. And yeah, galleys will come through. Hera, of course, could just run home with those archers. And he's just got great value. You make 3 archers, you get 2 Vil kills, everything's looking good. And I think at this point, you know you've had fishing ships and your opponent hasn't had any. So you're kind of okay with that situation as well, honestly.
Yeah, at some point, like the fish are very far away, right? Like, what's the maximum amount of fish that makes sense on this map? 6, 7?
If you
not
have
much.
6 or 7 on 2 docks even, it's pretty spread out.
It's like, it's not even that big of a deal to lose water. It's just the initial bonus of having it that helps you. And it helped Hera get to the Castle Ages. He's on the way up, and now he's adding in some scouts.
Yeah, really interesting stuff here. Hera, just playing it perfectly from here. And sometimes it can take a game or 2 for players to feel warmed up. I would say that the 2 players that they are the exception there are these 2 players. Yeah. These guys are almost always at 100% right at the start. But in Hera's case, he's looking super smooth here. Again, he knows exactly the situation. That stable's not going to harm him. That was a massive loss there for Liereyy. And 1 scout is all you need to push those skirmishers away. And then we could see Lancers. There's so much that Hera could do with this situation, either offensively or defensively with town centers.
What do the Goths do against Mongols in the Castle Age?
Survive.
Survive.
Yep, survive. Boom. Usually you're not seeing a lot of offensive presence whatsoever with the Goths. They just want that eco, and they want to get to Huskarls. Huskarls, Halbs, if they get there, it's really tough for the Mongols. The Mongols do have Champion, but Champion isn't what the Mongols excel at. That's not what they really want to be going for at all. So, oh man, don't tell me, Liereyy with the nice quick wall there. Things could have got really nasty for a second.
Yeah, Liereyy has actually managed to get the majority of his base walled off. Hera's playing very open around that starting TC, so if Liereyy ever has some units, could be threatened, but Hera goes for the second town center up on the hill. He's also going for his first monastery, and there are quite a few relics out in the middle that Hera can gather, but look at this. Liereyy just diving in, taking out the archers, trying to save his villager, which I think he will, and that turns out to be a pretty good engagement for him. Without the range units there, the walls are actually going to be a lot more effective for Liereyy.
Liereyy needs to wall in front of that TC.
Yes.
None of this wall to the TC nonsense. Your opponent has a stable. Town centers really just struggle to hit things. So I think Liereyy definitely has to do that. Hera will be pretty happy with that because those 3 archers were not part of his plans at all, and he did kill a Vil. And you get ahead, you stay ahead, right? That's the game plan here. And There's a hole.
Oh, that didn't look like a hole.
I mean, there's a bigger hole right next to it.
Yeah, true.
But scouts are going to get in, and oh, man, dude. I mean, Liereyy wanted that hot start. He wanted to bring something different, which he absolutely did. But Hera, in this position, he might not kill anything right now, but he's going to be here while he does everything else behind it.
Yeah, very similar vibe to that Land Madness game where ACCM had the 3 scouts inside and he just kept killing Vills all over again. And they're about to be light cap too. So Liereyy actually has to respect these 3, and you can see he's following these with the skirmishers, with the spearmen. Hera's going to run around, and Hera's going to get a bunch of information about Lierey's economic state as well if he goes deeper into the mountain area up there. You can see the 2nd town center. Still doesn't know about the 3rd. As Liereyy tries to wall him off. Just a level of distraction from 3 units.
Yep.
To keep Liereyy completely preoccupied.
Thing I'll say, Lierey's on 3 TCs. He's got good eco upgrades coming in, and he's transitioning into a boom.
And what's the one rule of Age of Empires?
Don't let Goths free boom. Don't let Goths free boom. And it's not a free boom, I would say.
No.
So it's not that uncomfortable situation. I mean, Mongols can do ridiculous things in Imp. So you also don't want to let the Mongols free boom.
Yeah.
It's just normally the narrative with them is their early game. I just love how Hera knows right now this is going late, and I need to get value from this and do what I need to have an advantage late. And the way he spread out his TCs is fantastic. And he's got monks moving around the map bringing in relics. I think he might end up getting 3 or 4 relics here.
Yeah, and Liereyy only added 2 fish from that dock as well, so he didn't really take advantage of the water control. Hera's also got a fire on there, so Lierey's got to be careful. And Liereyy finally up to 17 on food. For the longest time, there are 3 TCs. He was like 7, 8 farms. He wasn't producing. You can see a little bit of idle TC time. Hera's managed it much better, I think. He had the farms up earlier, and it's only a minute of idle TC time for him. 46 vills for Liereyy, 53 villagers for Hera.
Dude, that stable was such a rough situation. If that was any building elsewhere on the map, it could have actually gotten value. And it has led to, he's never built a follow-up building beyond the range to be offensive whatsoever, because it was such an early loss of wood, and obviously the villager as well. But 52 vills versus 58. I've seen a lot of instances where the Goths are behind in the boom, and if the killer blow isn't applied properly,
all right,
Liereyy can still bring it
trap
back.
him in. Revenge. No, Hera's never going to fall for that. Doesn't walk in through that hole, doesn't want to get trapped. What do you think about making like a single scout from that stable and just keeping it inside so that Hera has to like invest in a whole wall and think about it?
I haven't said anything, but I've had to hold back from like saying, Vodka, look at the stable.
Yeah.
I want to look. Thank you. I just want to see how much space is there. Because if that's there, that's a stable that could actually add value in Imp, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like full infantry, the game gets crazy, and then a couple knights come into your eco there. That's not something we can forget about. I think Hera might actually castle it, honestly. He will castle right by his walls. It will protect that gold beyond his walls, and then it should also take out the stable. That was a surprise that Liereyy moved out, but I think Hera noticed the re-wall there, and Hera might move his scout that way to see. Why did villagers leave? Hera, move the castle up the hill, bro.
He doesn't care about the stable. He's going to spot the TC right away. Hera has 4 relics. 4 relics already, and what has Liereyy been doing? Obviously expanding his eco, but also chasing these 2 stupid light cav that are still alive in his base, because he knows in Hera's hands they can still be dangerous. They can catch villagers running. They can, you know, hit and run before he could fight back with his own vills, and that's exactly what Hera's doing right now.
I honestly think Hera should castle drop that TC. After seeing it in other sets, I think it's really smart. There's so much stone and gold there. And I honestly don't think Mangudai is the best long-term unit anyway, so you can make a couple for map control, and then that next castle can go forward.
He's healing up the light cap.
Usually from the other side. That's so smart. But this is what we mean, right? Like, this is why you have to be... Let's see if he stops himself from being trapped.
Yep.
He does.
Nice job from Hera. And the light cav is full HP. So all of that work from Liereyy to slowly whittle down the HP on that light cav for naught, as the light cav gets healed from the other side of the wall. Hera still trying to break through. He doesn't have much of a follow-up army, but he is on the way to Imperial Age with 80 villagers versus 77 from Liereyy. Now Liereyy going to have better eco upgrades than Hera, but in terms of the timings, it will be advantage Hera.
Yeah, I don't see a way back, an easy way back. with how perfect Hera has played this. I think in Lierey's case, he's thinking of ideas. He just made a couple Cav Archers, lost one to a conversion. That's frustrating. But the boom is just so good from Hera. Still very curious on if he wants to invest into Mangudai long term, or is he thinking about Scorpions? Is he thinking about
Could you just go Step Lancer?
I think he could choose any option right now and do very well. I'd be worried about Lancer because it's fairly expensive on food, and it really pulls you far away from teching into any of the other options.
Yeah.
And at least if you go for ranged unit upgrades, that benefits your castles long term, right? Ballistics helps with Scorpions.
There's the castle you wanted, right on the hill, in between the gold and the stone with the TC right there as Hera loses a couple monks. However, he does convert a Cav Archer, and this is such an annoying army, just slowly making its way into Lierey's economy. He doesn't really have anything to deal with this. He is still booming. He is trying to get his eco up so that he can eventually get into the Goth spam that is so famous. However, Hera's not going to let him do that for free, and now Liereyy has to tech into Elite Skirmisher, Bodkin Arrow. This is stuff that he didn't really want to have to make.
Annoying for Liereyy, really annoying. And it's going to get worse. And honestly, we may see a pretty quick tap out here. Once Imp is in, once he sees that castle's going up and he can't do anything to stop it, what else are you going to do, right? Like, you're still hoping, being the Goths, that you can get to Stone, get a castle, get to Imperial Age. But Hera has just gotten ahead. He stayed ahead. And
Liereyy still hasn't clicked up.
Yeah, he still hasn't clicked
Still
up.
not up. He's got 1,000 food in the bank. He's got 62 on food right now, and he still has not clicked up to the Imperial Age. He doesn't even have one Castle Age building, let alone the 2 that you need to go up, because he hasn't been making anything in Castle Age except farms.
We see it a lot where in the first game, if the player's going to lose, they play on a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right? And I think for Liereyy, that's kind of part of this right now. But he's completely dead. Hera dealt with the chaos very well. It ended up being a very boomy game. And he loves those games.
And game number 2 is going to be Land Madness. Now, Hera's gone for the Mayans here, and Liereyy has picked the Magyars.
Okay, so Hera played this yesterday, and he looked very strong. And he's also done a similar thing on Arabia. So Mayans start with the extra Vil, which is actually a bit stronger here in 9 villager start because you do not get pop capped. And Hera went archers and he went eagles simultaneously. Now, normally you're not seeing a lot of feudal age eagles these days because it does take a while to produce them in the feudal age. But if you just make archers, the opponents go skirms. So it's a slow build up here for Hera. What he did against ACCM, I believe it was, was he went forward with like 2 units, and then they all got cleared up. So I wonder if there's an adjustment here from Hera, and he plays even more passive and just sits back. He knows the Magyar scouts are going to be coming. Waits till he gets about like 5 archers, 4 eagles or something.
I think Hera can wall his map quite easily, too.
Yes.
You see the edges there. He can wall in 1 wood line, a couple golds, maybe some hunt and whatnot.
Oof, that's a crazy good map, actually.
Liereyy can actually wall his as well.
Yeah.
Lierey's got edges of the map that he can stretch out to, and they're quite far away from each other. So this might be more of a passive battle on both sides, honestly, because you look at the path between them, woodlines in the way, hills in the way, everything. They're going to meet somewhere in the middle, and I don't really see an all-out feudal age battle happening.
Yeah, I think, Mayans don't usually want that against Magyars.
No,
if anything, the Magyar player is going to want that. But I think because so much is assumed about the matchup, and neither civilization really has big bonuses at play, plus neither of these players do any Dark Age shenanigans, they might just push in as much deer as possible and then head out. And that means if Hera heads out, they're pretty far away. He might get sniped by a scout at some point. But you're not able to wall on the little rocky terrain. But what Dave and I are talking about is you can wall to the edge of the map. And so anytime someone can wall, they're going to take advantage of it. And you need more creativity, but the possibilities are at least there.
Yeah, Liereyy can secure 1 wood line. Hera, if he gets a little greedy, could secure a ton. He could secure maybe 2 of those at the back, and then he's got also the gold. The only thing that would be forward is his berries. Yeah,
Hera doesn't have those 2 pigs up there yet because he's been pushing in the deer. Maybe he thinks they were stolen or something, but he's just looping around the back of his base now and hasn't gone to the berries yet. and capture age is telling me a villager's on gold. So I think it's the same build-up from Hera that we were talking about. Though, if he were to go Archer Eagle, he would need more than 1 on gold. So he lacked Spearman moving forward last time. He only made Spearman after losing some of his Eagles. So he might open with Spears Archers at the start.
Yeah, and that mining camp there was his second building. So he's gone up with no mill. The barracks is just now coming up for Hera, a little bit late there, but should be an archer range follow-up. Yep, and we'll see if it's going to be archers or indeed eagles. Hera's already got an eagle in the queue and still has 4 on gold now.
What's Liereyy going to do?
Liereyy is, well, stable with Magyars.
It absolutely, you're expecting it, but if you're expecting a range, there's an argument to maybe go for skirmishers, so I was curious. And Liereyy confirms it's going to be the range. Now, he won't really know how the production's going to look like in the barracks. I'm also curious, okay, Hera's shifted to 5 on gold now, so it is going to be eagles and archers, but I think with the timing, he'll have to produce a spearman or 2.
Yeah, Magyar is so powerful on this map. They're a very popular pick. Their scouts automatically get forging. They're cheaper as well, and scouts are the best unit in extended feudal age battles, which this map oftentimes go to, as Hera tries to hide that pig from Lierey's scout that's forward, and he will reveal the fact that he's got a couple eagles. They're on the way over. Archer moving across, guarded by a spearman, and a fast archery range from Liereyy. As soon as he sees this army coming, he's going to need some skirms to deal with the archer and the spearman from Hera.
This is the adjustment. From the opening yesterday against Yo, I know he won the game, but this is the adjustment. He thought about it and said, I needed 1 spearman, and if I had that spearman, I wouldn't lose my army as quickly. Now, it was 5 scouts for Yo that he used against 4 units. That number could still work here, but interesting to see, for those that watched that game yesterday, Hera's adjustment there.
Yeah, Hera getting the blacksmith. So fletching is definitely a priority. Very low food count here for Hera. Now, he only really needs food to produce villagers, but still 3 on food currently. Very low. He might have some idle TC if he doesn't get it worked out.
I think you won't be able to produce eagles, which could be problematic against skirms. That is not a good transition economically, only 2 on berries. And this is obviously dangerous times for Liereyy, but not really. Like, this is not a fun workplace, I guess,
yeah.
But you're going to clear this up eventually.
1 archer, no fletching, no foraging, nothing, right? And you have Magyar scouts. Like, eventually you could just jump on this. Once you take out the spearman, there's literally no threat from this army. The spearman is the only thing doing significant damage as Liereyy jumps. He takes out the eagle, he takes out the spearman, he takes out another eagle, and then the archer, and Hera's not going to care too much. That's already bought him enough time to build up his farm count behind and start massing archers. But you let the Magyars have full map control at this stage of the game, it's always dangerous.
This is going to be tough for Hera.
This is going to hurt.
This is going to be tough. Now, he's not going to immediately lose vills because most likely he'll have walls down, but he still doesn't have eagle production, and he's going to have to be creative. Now, the archers are moving out. That's something that Liereyy won't notice.
That's a bold play.
It is a bold play, but I mean,
Hera?
I mean, that's going to be at least 2 dead vills.
This is Liereyy we're talking about. I know you're confident against him. I can't believe Liereyy didn't dive on that fill. I don't know what was going on over there, but he still takes Hera off of the berries as those archers are AWOL. Liereyy knows that archers are somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something so sick. You look at the left side. So he's house walling. You see the skirms coming back. He knows he's vulnerable on the side.
Yeah.
Hera couldn't have come through the middle or the right side because he likely would have spotted him. So he's thinking, where am I vulnerable? Where are those archers most likely going to arrive? And Hera, in desperation mode, if you have to be pushed off of this many resources, your eco is not going to be what you want it to be with the Mayans.
Liereyy has no fletching, no armor on the skirms.
That's a big problem.
Yeah, and Hera's got a big group of archers, so you know, 4 of those skirmishers are forward. It looks like he's got 7 in total. So that would mean 3 of them are back here. We can see them right now. And if Hera sees those don't have armor, he is just going to dive in and start sniping those. He's also got the range advantage with fletching. As you can see, the skirmishers,
it's
more or less just distracting. Liereyy takes out an archer. That's okay. And the scouts are still working away on villagers around the TC. I can't believe Liereyy didn't finish off that other vill.
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of can because he's still microing so well here. And he has the lead right now. Hera lost a villager on a farm. He wasn't even able to pay attention. If Liereyy clears this, being down in upgrades, he will be completely fine here.
This is such a sick hold from Liereyy.
Yeah, so good. How many times have we seen Hera have an upgrade advantage and a numbers advantage like that and just snowball it and win the game?
Yeah.
It could have been so disastrous for Liereyy.
I think against Yo in the same situation.
It was the same thing. Yep.
He had the same amount of skirms as Liereyy, basically like the same upgrades, and Hera just cleared them up like nothing, right?
Yep.
So Liereyy is holding impressively here at home. Hera is still micring around those skirmishers. He can't quite take them out, and he's going to lose all the archers. And so much for the counterattack. Not even a single villager goes down. Liereyy is going to clear that for a second time. Lierey's resources looking really, really nice here, as they often do at this stage of the game. He's maybe thinking about the castle age, and Hera still under pressure at the berries.
Lierey's able to do this so frequently. He can be late on upgrades, and he can be completely fine because he's just so good
Just
with his
win the
unit
fights,
micro.
bro.
Yeah, just micro, bro. Like, and the same rules for you and I do not apply to these two because they're just that good, and that's an example of it. Now Hera, up against it, I've not seen things quite this awkward for him playing with Mayans all tournament. He only has 2 on gold. That's not what you would want. He's dropping a market to clearly balance out his eco. But he still has a ridiculous civ. We've been talking about it for 10 years.
Yeah.
The Mayans can shrug off a rough start, no problem.
Dude, this is just like the most un-Mayan feudal eco I've ever seen. Look how many farms he has.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, usually you're wood gold, right? And the eagles don't cost much food either. But Hera's got a lot of farms. You would expect that level of farming from Liereyy, who's been making scouts, as Hera now uses the market a little bit. He's going to be slightly behind Liereyy.
Look at Liereyy pacing back and forth. He's like, I see you.
Yeah.
I see all the army you have. I see every decision you're going to make. If you're going to build another barracks or an archer range, I will see that. And he's just keeping track. This is so, so good. Now, Hera loves to do this. He'll just sit in the TC. So he never has to garrison bills.
Oh. Caught a villager off guard, Liereyy, and he takes another villager out. That was a great snipe from Liereyy. He was constantly prowling around trying to get the villager on the furthest farm, and Hera thought he could range him with the TC, which he couldn't.
Hera's like all in, but I don't know towards what yet. I guess it's going to be crossbowmen. He only has 7. I mean, Liereyy should have, with the army's situation right now, and the castle age advantage, this should be a win for Liereyy.
Why are those skirms still back there? When he doesn't know where the archers are anyway.
Yeah.
Or anymore, but he had vision on the archers for so long. It's weird that he kept them at the wood line.
Here's what's weird to me. Hera's continuing with crossbowmen when Liereyy has so many skirms, and Liereyy is logically thinking, that's a bad move. He's going to go eagles. So he's going double stable knights to play into eagles, which is probably the play Hera should do, but Hera's still going archers anyways.
Yeah. Hera does get the armor for that eagle too. So if Liereyy checks that, he's going to think, oh man, he's already got the armor.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little bit of mind games here from Hera if Lierey's looking for clues as to what Hera's going to make. But Lierey's tracking this archer army. He's got the scouts in front, can engage with just those. He needs a combination of the scouts and the skirmishers, as light cav +2 armor comes in immediately from Liereyy. Hera will know exactly what Lierey's doing if he checks the upgrades in a second here.
He's not getting elite skirm. He's not expecting Hera to actually upgrade these units. So he's just using the feudal skirms.
If he tracks them, then he'll see it when the upgrade comes in, and maybe he has time to run away.
He doesn't have fletching at all, though. So if like no fletching, no armor, his units will actually die pretty quickly. It's mainly about the light cav and the knights. The light cav are weak. Hera's been able to make his way in towards a base that doesn't have a tower or anything, and so this is like. It feels like if Liereyy played elite skirm, he clears it up no problem. Massive lead. This could get kind of dangerous.
+2 armor is in, and crossbow is still 15 seconds away. Lierey's going to dive here. He's got iron casting as well. I think most of these die before crossbow comes in.
Wow,
maybe 2 of them left alive
clear.
at the time of crossbow being completed. And Liereyy will see exactly what Hera is up to. And for the 3rd time this game, Hera gets an army cleared up in Lierey's base without a single villager kill. This is so rare. We don't see this from Hera very often lately.
Yeah, it's a very defensive position now for Hera. He's got 7 crossbows. He's producing 2 more. He's dropping the university for ballistics. You know the other big thing about that, Dave? There's still 9 skirms alive. You can pivot into elite skirm the second you see this. You see university, you go elite skirm, right? You know that Hera's committing heavily to the crossbow still.
Well, also, you know that you have some time. right? Lierey's not going to do it immediately. He's not going to rush it. He's going to add some more light cav. He's going to add some more monks. And if he needs to, because he's tracking all of the middle of the map and he'll see that army coming across, he can add elite skirm and upgrade that army that's just been chilling at home.
It's crazy to me that Hera's just got Vils over on the right side, chilling on that gold.
Yeah, no urgency in that whatsoever.
Like, I think in Hera's mind, he's like, I should die.
Yeah.
And if I just play super safe, maybe? I'm going to die, so I need to take some risks. But there's Vils on that gold on the right side. The second Liereyy spots that, all those Vils should be dead.
I kind of think Hera wants Liereyy to go into that wood line. He can like trap him and then un-Garrison through the tower or whatever. And a similar trap happening here. Ugh. The Knights come into the gold. Is this trade worth it for Hera? I mean, he's going to lose a lot of villagers here. Sure, some Knights go down, but Lierey's also killing some Vils on the left side of the TC as well. And, you know, that palisade might not even hold if this Knight comes over and attacks the villager too.
Yeah, Hera will take out the Knights. He wants a snowball with army, so that's maybe the key for him. Again, I think elite skirm now for Liereyy.
Yeah.
Like, the Knights and the light cav are good. You're being active. You're being aggressive. You have 9 skirms playing around elite skirmisher, and you're probably in a good position into the wood line now with the light cav. Hera will try and trap again.
Just fight that.
Just fight it.
Yeah,
just
fight
take the trade.
Just fight it. You're killing villagers, right? Like, he kills another one here. The light cap do go down, but look at the eco KD, 13-0. Eco KD, res collected still close, but it's not going to stay that way for long. If Liereyy can get elite skirm, why is he sending these support? Just keep them at home, get elite skirm, get the upgrades, and you can defend perfectly fine.
I mean, you can eventually get to enough Knights potentially.
Oh, he might find the gold here.
But it could be dangerous.
He sees the army. He might find the gold here, Tristan, if he keeps going in that direction. With
Hera's
the skirms are behind him.
Hera realizes, it feels like Hera realizes that he's not heading that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to toss away those skirms, Dave. Maybe we're wrong, right? Like, if you go for elite skirm, you still have to get tons of blacksmith upgrades. And then
maybe
you
just
Knights.
commit on to Knights.
Yeah, I mean,
he has wheelbarrow. He has decent farm eco. Maybe you already have +2.
A siege workshop, though, maybe. Like, if the Knights aren't going to be enough, a siege workshop could be really nice.
Or just win all of the fights. Will Hera get another army cleared up here? He's trying to micro this down. Remember, iron casting is in for all these cavalry. Very, very powerful as the Knights and the light cav chase after. Here come the skirmishers with no upgrades as well. Hera is losing units here. Liereyy is pushing this back. We have more Knights from 3 stables now from Liereyy. 4th big clear up of the game for Liereyy.
And the skirms are still alive. The skirms are still getting value, and he just has not allowed Hera to mass his army. Every time Hera has moved out in this game, Liereyy has says, no, I'm going to just kill you right back to your base. Also, that was good micro. Knights can be really awkward to use at times against good micro. So he was grabbing half the group, clicking it beyond or around the crossbows there.
I like the fact that Lierey's adding a second TC now. He's going to completely take advantage of the fact that Hera is on the back foot and Hera needs to keep producing military just to stay alive. So he will get a significant villager lead off of this, and he's also gone for horse color, so he's done the eco upgrade check. He's going to add more farms, and he's going to keep producing Knights.
He's honestly finding that gold on the right away from winning the game. It might not feel like that, but if he just notices that gold,
oh,
gets
the
back
quick
into the
wall
wood
fails.
line.
They're in again.
And Hera's just so torn right now. He knows he's behind. He knows he needs a counterattack, but he has to defend this. Otherwise, he won't have any villagers on wood. And there's villagers underneath the TC as well. Liereyy has just been diving. He can go into the gold again. He goes into the gold. Hera gets the quick wall, but more are dying. And it's 50 population for Hera, who loses a monk as well. And it is 75 population for Liereyy.
This is Liereyy on Land Madness. We kind of forgot. Yeah. Now we're remembering. So many games in the past, Liereyy doing exactly this. He's everywhere, right? And you're right, he's that gold away from finishing this game. I think a lot of players would have tapped out by now. Hera's got that belief. Hera goes for a TC there, which is definitely not a good idea because there's 4 Knights and a light cap just waiting for those villagers to extend. 38 villagers now for Hera. Liereyy almost doubled the economy.
And Liereyy he could just stay underneath
the TC.
Honestly.
Just keep chasing.
He's killed so many monks, so conversions can't really come in. Okay, maybe because of the pathing there, you back away. It's hard to get beyond the town center.
35 bills.
35 bills. This is going to be Lierey's game. I think Hera's not going to want to accept that. Hera's going to want him to work for it. And Hera's also going to do what a lot of players do when they're starting to lose
look at
games.
the wood line.
They're going to fight on. Oh,
there's no way. And he attacks the full HP one. No.
He's not able to look, right? He's not able to look. Hera's monk needs to go. The monastery needs to send the monk to the wood line. Nowhere else.
Dude, that wood line was weaker than my hairline. And he only got 1 kill. Come on.
Man. Well, 2 TCs. Liereyy, I think, sending some weak knights back to heal up.
It.
And Leary's going to see this. I wonder
No, he's not.
I wonder if he reacts.
Hey!
Honestly, if this wasn't such a big moment, I think Leary's like, oh,
yeah,
that
makes sense now. It makes sense now. Great quick wall, quick gate there from Hera. Liereyy loses a knight. That's going to help out a little bit for Hera, but he loses the monk. And the knights are still on the prowl. Just every time you look at the minimap,
there's
red
more
dot here,
knights.
red dot
there's
there,
more
red
knights.
dot circling the TC.
On the
red
gold.
pig over there that's still in the corner.
The vodka, you've been showing us the skirmishers.
Love that pig, man. He's selected like 4 times already.
Well,
this
listen,
game.
we normally control the screen, right, when we're at home, and it's a pain when there's random units. And then viewers are like, oh, look at that thing, and it ends up being a random sheep or a
Big
palisade.
Cam, let's go. That's the grand finals energy we need.
That's
locked.
exactly what
I'm
we
so
need.
locked now.
I think, that's still a big ball of crossbows. But if all the knights can get here, I think Liereyy can take a fight good enough. It's still throwable, right? Mayans with 30-plus crossbows can micro down lots of
Don't go
knights.
for that siege workshop. Make it
Go
at home.
defensive.
Yeah. Make it at home. Just keep collecting the relics. Keep having some knights picking away at the eco. Make sure you have enough to keep yourself alive. Lierey's got almost enough stone for a castle as well. Defensively, that would be the smart play. There's no need to rush things because you're so far ahead. You're double the eco, and you have to know you're double the eco.
It is worrying, though, because the siege workshop does not exactly defend you right now. And you don't necessarily have the knight. Well, he's going to fight it. Why not? When you have the eco, just take it.
And a bunch of those crossbows were weak from before.
Man, and
Hera's trying to go through the knights in order to escape. I mean, he's got some good snipes now, but he took a lot of damage initially, and he's still taking damage, and Lierey's still producing knights. Liereyy also has knights at the back of Hera's base that are coming in now that he knows Hera's distracted.
To the wood line. It's going to be a feast. It's going to be a feast. Liereyy should know it as well.
Wood line?
He knows that wood line's still exposed and that Hera's full focused on the front. Wood line, there it is. There it is. The villagers are so weak there. The knights run in. Villagers will die. Hera's trying to leave, but more villagers going down, and it's 78 villagers for Liereyy.
Oh, another quick gate from Hera, but the monk goes down. He does get a conversion. That was a really quick one, and Liereyy just keeps killing villagers. Hera, bro. I mean, he's still got the crossbow army, right?
I mean, I can't be critical because he and some others who put up insane amounts of fight have brought games back from the dead, right?
True.
Unfortunately for Hera, there was no king in this game.
Yeah.
So there's no regicide win condition. If that was the case, I'm sure we'd be thinking there were higher chances. But this is also good. Like, Liereyy gets to feel sense of control over his opponent here for a long stretch of time.
Yep.
I think it's good for the mentals.
Great splits there from Liereyy. He dodged all those shots initially. He's still trying to loop around these crossbows. A bunch of them were weak from before. Hera's got some great micro this game for sniping down the knights, but Liereyy is just kind of brute forcing every single fight because he can. He has the eco to do it. He's constantly producing. 3 stables behind as another monk goes down. Hera still with the crossbow mass, 48 villagers against 87 bills from Liereyy.
Hera's not going to resign if he has 30 crossbows, and he's Mayan, so he's always going to have 30 crossbows. Yep. This game may go on until tomorrow. Maybe Gideon could reach out to the venue. Everyone who's watching could cancel work. This is just going to be a never-ending cycle.
It kind of feels like Liereyy should take a moment here and take like 4 or 5 knights to go raid, or attempt to raid while Hera comes forward.
I mean, he could queue up 10 militia, give them all separate names, and have a nice little powwow in the corner. He's still probably fine.
Yeah. 4 relics now for Liereyy. That's the 5th right there.
He's good. You could go ballistic scorpions. I wouldn't mind a few more scorpions, but with this eco and with how good the knights are, he's going to have 20-plus knights here. Maybe we're going to get that final fight here in a moment.
So a little bit of a lull in a game that's been pretty action-packed to this point, as both players just heal up their armies, and Vodka checks every single red dot on the map, which we appreciate as casters, because, you know, we get distracted easily.
Does he memorize which dot is which, though?
Sometimes I do. So he definitely knows where the pig is.
Show the skirm.
100%.
Oh, he hesitated.
Knights are in here. Knights are in, and Hera's crossbow army is on the wrong side of the wood line. So the Knights are going to be killing villagers. 57 villagers for Hera. It's a 40 villager lead for Liereyy, and that wood line was weak from before. So those guys or girls are going to go down up there. Hera doesn't have enough room for all of the villagers inside of his TC either, but he's got 40 crossbows. Like you said, he's not going to resign with 40 crossbows.
Yeah, I mean, Hera's still got a big army, but the problem is he's not pushing with it. When you're behind in a game, you need to be applying pressure, and he's just been sitting back. Maybe the other times he moved out, he didn't feel like he had enough because he ended up getting pushed. So, yeah, up to 40 now. Imp is never going to happen for him, though.
Dude, from Hera's perspective, it feels good that you get your crossbow mass up, but it also feels bad because you've given your opponent 5 minutes to produce from 5 stables.
Yeah, when you have
so you know you're gonna lose it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, he might have thought for a time. Oh, we see a big fight. He might have thought for a time that Liereyy didn't have eco, but Liereyy clearly has an eco. He's producing so many knights here.
And he could just keep taking these trades. Yep. Like, just keep whittling this down, right? He's going to regroup once more. Hera's still at 38 crossbows. He's got 8 in the queue. The Knights are still killing villagers. 56 villagers for him. It's a 50 villager lead for Liereyy, and he's just all in Castle Age, just keeps producing Knights.
Yep, Hera just still fighting here. The crossbowmen are so strong. Mayans are absolutely ridiculous.
There's a Scorpion now. Could be a problem, right? There's a bunch of weak crossbows from before. Good split there from Hera around the Scorpion. He can't push that middle area because there's a castle there. But he's actually angling towards a castle of his own, and Liereyy says, no more knights for you. No more knights for you.
Still producing knights, man. He just needs one. He needs to get beyond them with half the group here. You patrol some of them, and then you click the others around.
Dude, he's been so good at this, but I saw a little shake of the head. I saw a little shake of the head there from Liereyy because he had such a good position, and it fell apart. But speaking of falling apart, this entire army of crossbows is going to go down from Hera. What a clear for Liereyy. The bodies are all blue there. And will Hera decide to continue this game? 15 crossbows left onto the field. We have 24 knights being produced out of 6 stables from Liereyy.
Yeah, and Hera's going to play on. And I think Hera, if you were to ask his chances, I think he would actually say 100%. But maybe he just wants to warm up the fingers a little bit more here. Clearly, he's warmed up. He gets the quick walls.
It's crazy to me.
It's a slaughter.
It's crazy because he's just been losing units everywhere, but he's still alive somehow. Eventually, he's going to have no gold to take, right? You can see that gold is running out on that side. The Knights are in on the wood line. They're in on this wood line over here. What wood line aren't they in on? As they're also killing villagers under the TC, and Hera just can't keep up with this.
Yeah, and I can't find new and creative ways to say that Hera is completely dead in this game. He's 62 population. We're 42 minutes in, and Lierey's just played a perfect game. He's going to tie up our finals.
TC?
Hera has just lost the right to ever say yo or ACCM don't
Hera.ACCM.
Like,
oh my goodness, man. Hera.
It's the finals.
39 villagers.
Yeah. He just keeps looking at that crossbow count and says, this is fine. I mean, is there a part of this that's strategic in terms of stamina here? Because you didn't have, Hera didn't have to play a series earlier?
I think if you were to ask him, he might say that as his reasoning, but I think he honestly believes, after some of the miraculous comebacks he's had, that he can make this work somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just confidence.
Yeah. Well,
and whatever, like that, we're in the grand finals, right? We want to see the maximum amount of Age of Empires. So if Hera wants to wall one villager into a corner, like,
let's not go that far.
Like, he's walled these crossbows in. What a slick little play there from Hera. I mean, like, just let it
Hera's
go.
at 20 bills. Bro, 20 bills.
99, Hera. GG, well played. Liereyy finally takes the victory.
Oh, that was fun.
Wow, hanging on the edge of my seat for the last 10 minutes there.
I don't know if you caught the little smirk from Hera there. It was basically all right.
Yeah. I think he knows. If you were to ask him about that game, he'd probably be like, yeah, I was a little aggressive with hanging on. No! It's Migration instead. Well, Migration, Hera playing Vikings, so the first appearance of the Vikings in this tournament, and it's going to be Armenians for Liereyy. I know what Hera is going for with the Vikings. I don't like them that much on Migration nowadays.
Okay, so why is that? What's the reasoning? They have a really good navy. There's a lot of water.
But Migration usually doesn't come down to navy. It dictates how the game goes into Imperial Age, but in Imperial Age, it's about fighting on that middle area, and Vikings don't really have the greatest land options ever.
I agree with everything you said, but this migration is not very landy, dude. It's just like this narrow, tiny hot dog-looking thing in the middle, and all your wood lines are super surroundable. Look at the island. If Hera were to not actually transport and get to 20 longboats, I think TCs, houses, wood lines, all are going to be harassable. So I actually think this might have been something Hera thought about. I'm with you. On other versions of Migra, I question it, but I see the potential for lots of water play here.
This is an anomaly of a map. Like, if you look at the other migration maps in this tournament, half of them have really thick islands.
Maybe a bit more.
I don't think you can plan around that.
I think, so Viper tried Malay, and he tried to essentially go fast in, right? And I discussed it in the back room, like what's the reasoning, and it was somewhat similar. It's just you get so much value from the water on this version. So we'll see, but going fast castle is got to be really, really tough. And on the other side, Armenians are one of the best galley civs themselves. So Armenians might be able to even compete in the galley war. They can both kind of do the same thing.
If you go full water and Liereyy moves out to the middle first, Lierey's going to get all of those relics with the warrior priests, right? If Hera hard commits onto water. So he's going to have to be careful to balance it and get at least his scout over there at a reasonable time to stop Liereyy from just taking advantage.
There's a lot of guessing games involved in this, and there's tiny aspects that have big trickle effects. So, for example, if they were to go galleys right here, they actually are going to arrive at the starting docks much quicker than any other game I've seen. They both docked the left side. They're both a short distance away by migration standards. And that means fast feudal galleys would be very good, and it seems like both are opting for that choice now.
When you're playing migration, are you the one ship to either side guy, or are you the let's roll the dice and send all my ships to the same side?
It sometimes depends on what you see. So I'd like to see Lierey's Fog of War, for example. I think he's a little bit closer to the middle. But like in Lierey's position, okay, so you've seen a bit of land.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you see the curvature and you know you're towards the side, you go left, right? Yeah. But if you, and it also comes down to your initial dock position. If you dock more towards the middle, then you're going to want to send one either side. But I guess the answer is it depends.
Oh, great. I never get a straight. I never get a straight answer.
No. That was a straight answer. I explained it before I said depends. So
I'm definitely the just mass up and send to one side guy. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'll play the slots. You know, like, and I always lose.
Yeah. Well, Liereyy able to have a nice build here. Use one mule cart for the wood and also for the gold. And Armenians have the mule carts, which inherently are good for efficiency, but the wood and gold upgrades from them are more efficient than other civs' gold and wood upgrades. So sometimes some players will actually get the gold upgrade in Feudal Age, which is really rare, but that can be helpful to bank up lots of gold.
All right, so galleys coming out from two docks. Lierey's going to go for a third dock here, and we'll discover which direction they're actually going to go into. Like T90 said, the galley war is going to get started very, very fast if they both go to the left, which they likely will. 6 fishing ships for Hera, 7 for Liereyy. Wheelbarrow is in for Hera, but more importantly, like you just mentioned, the boosted wood economy for Liereyy is going to be insane.
Yeah, like Wheelbarrow helps you here where you're sending your vills out of the TC to another resource.
Slightly helps with the efficiency on wood chopping or whatnot.
I guess, yeah.
When they're carrying it back, right?
Yeah, it's not insane. And honestly, I think they both know what the other's doing here. They know each other better than anyone. They both hit Feudal Age at the same time. They both have maybe the 2 best galley civs in the game. So I think we see a lot of galleys here, and it's just about who can execute the best with that.
And Hera playing very defensive with his galleys, which is no surprise. He wants to get to Castle Age safely. He wants to get into the longboats.
Yeah.
At least we assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Hera's just patrolling there. And he knows the pressure's probably going to come through from one side or the other. And he sees it on this side. Doesn't have fletching yet, but he does have the numbers. And this is the downside of being aggressive, unfortunately, because the opponent can jump on you potentially, and Hera trying his best. It's about the follow-up movement after your shot. And if you use stand grounds and attack move, and that's one option, or you can just click really, really fast and perfectly. You might be able to get the shots here. I think Liereyy should be able to get back here. The one on the front.
I don't see the reinforcements coming. Okay, the reinforcements are sailing in now, and Hera might just turn around as soon as he sees extra ships, right? Like Liereyy brings a lot, so that is probably 3 more than Hera expected to join here, and Hera manages to take down 1 ship, but he's going to lose all 3 of these. So great job there from Liereyy.
Kind of crazy how Hera just said, "Nope, that's going to die. I'm not even going to micro that anymore." Wow, that was really well played. And
Dude,
so
I think Liereyy did a great job there, waiting till he had 4 to bring them in, and kind of really caught Hera off guard. If Hera only saw 2 coming in, he just turns around and leaves, right?
Yeah, yep, true. Yeah, I'm not really certain what happened there. I mean, there's not a lot of other things happening.
Yeah.
It is a tricky map to play, but I feel as though that's a misstep there from Hera. Like, you should expect he's going to bring more ships. It's migration after all.
And he's up against Armenians, right? So the Viking ships are cheaper, but in terms of the battles in Feudal Age, Armenians are going to have that extra arrow on their ships, which is really, really nice.
Transport timing is really critical here, because you make a transport that is the time that your transport is being produced, which means, you know, you don't have a galley coming out, and then obviously the resources as well.
Ooh, Lierey's mixing it up too. Let's see if Hera senses this, because the galleys aren't coming in anymore on the left side. Hera doesn't have as many galleys to split up in defense on both sides, and Liereyy might honestly send those over there. If the galleys are there in defense, then he sends this navy in. He's going to be really, really tricky with his galley mass as Hera sees that. Lierey's going to back away. Hera can count those ships and know that there's probably more somewhere else from Liereyy.
Yep, they could be coming this way, so you have to respect that. I'd like to see Liereyy actually not patrol his galleys on the right side.
Yep.
Like, you don't want to kill the fishing ship from distance. You want to get right up next to it and then kill the fishing ship. That way Hera reacts a little bit later. See, he got a bit closer. Now Hera will probably have a reaction, but that's going to be 1 fishing ship down, could be 2 fishing ships down, and Hera not able to keep up with Liereyy right now.
Snipes the Vil too. Gets the Vil as well. Great job from Liereyy. He snipes another fishing ship. He's going to probably get this galley as Hera sends the other galleys back home. He also knows that Hera is not on the middle because he saw the scout. Hera would 100% take that scout over if he already had a transport ship. So transport ship timing faster for Liereyy here. This
is honestly a perfect game. It's one of those games, we've seen it before, where if Hera claws it back, we think about it after the finals ends, right? The villagers coming to the middle is such a big thing here with the Armenians. You could build the fortified church, you get a relic instantly, and then you can use warrior priests to patrol around and defend the middle. So he can pick up the relics, he can attack units in the middle. Hera's trying to recover massively on military, and he's actually outgunned right now, ever so slightly with the numbers.
13 ships versus 17. Hera is 30 seconds away from Castle Age. Castle Age comes in first for Liereyy. Bodkin Arrow is going to be the big one, and then War Galley slightly behind that, as Liereyy still continues to push. At the same time, he comes in with the other navy. He's doing so well, just distracting Hera on one side and then pushing in and trying to get whatever value he can with the other one. He's hoping to find the transport ship, I think, with that navy on the right.
I don't think he's going to find one. I don't think Hera has any interest. I think Hera knows that this is all about water here, especially since he's fallen behind in the numbers, and Liereyy goes too far, and a way for Hera to come back now by killing this navy. This is huge from Hera. He will lose his fishing ships potentially, and he has been taking fights with only feudal age upgrades. Now after this, there's a potential for Hera to go full longboat. I see him in queue now. He has no stone for TCs, Dave. This is all in.
Yeah, that was a big misstep from Liereyy to go a little bit too deep with the galleys, especially before the War Galley upgrade. He probably should have just run with those, but he is on the middle. Now Hera goes for that transport ship as he's cleared most of the navy from Liereyy, and Lierey's going to have some serious problems on the water. Fighting up against longboat, even with Armenian war galleys, is not easy at all.
So I think Hera also knows that Liereyy sold stone because he did it after him and should have seen the difference in the prices. Now, I don't know if he's able to think specifically about it and know that it was only 100 because Liereyy did only do 100 now. I love the fact that the TC from Liereyy is not rangeable by longboats long term. I don't love the fact that most of your eco is still rangeable back at the starting island, so Navy is king.
Yeah, I mean, he can move a lot of that with the mule carts, but the wood lines are within range of the water, like you were saying. I like the dock he's made on the shoreline of the main island, especially in choke points like that, because longboats are actually kind of susceptible to demos. So if you start like producing demos and then you have war galleys behind that, you can hold this. But Hera actually loops around the other direction as he's now in the middle going for a TC. And Hera notices that Lierey's units are over there. He did not see the TC foundation.
Yeah, but you know that it's probably a TC. There's not going to be many other things out there. And I think Hera might choose to go for a siege workshop.
Warrior Priest, though. Warrior Priest could take that out as Hera, with ballistics, is trying to take out the Navy from Liereyy. Liereyy trying to dodge around ballistics, but war galleys are kind of clunky. Lierey's making them look like they're dancers, though. He's dodging all those shots.
Yeah, he's got to do it on both sides. This is so tricky, and it's so much easier for the ballistics player. Hera still trying to dodge. I don't think crowd expected fishing ship micro when they showed up today, but there will probably be more of that. Still advancing forward as Hera. Still no ballistics for Liereyy. Lierey's got the home field production, though.
Dude, Lierey's done such a good job with these two different groups of Navy.
Good, like, so good.
So many players would have fallen apart here. Lierey's defending at home. He just took out two ships there with a volley. He's still kind of pressuring on the front side here, and he's got the Warrior Priest coming out and grabbing those relics. How is he winning on both sides?
It's crazy. His micro's insane. He doesn't have the unit type, arguably. He doesn't have the upgrades, and this is Hera we're talking about. And Dave, like we saying, like Liereyy has to do something different to be a champion. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he could actually do what he's best at and just outplay Hera at the same game.
He doesn't have ballistics.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Crazy.
At all, right? He microed down those units at the front. He defended himself really well at home as the Warrior Priest now chases the villager. He's not paying attention to this, so potentially somewhere else the Warrior Priest goes down, and so does the villager. And Liereyy will see the TC from Hera, and Hera went for a monastery first.
That's your standard play to try and get relics, but Lierey's already got a bunch of relics.
Exactly, with the TC right there, with the Warrior Priest out, and playing as the Vikings, who don't have the greatest monk tech tree ever. I think I would have preferred like a siege workshop.
I'm very glad my face isn't on camera right now as I try and just brainstorm on what on earth Hera can do here. Like, how can he get out of this? I think a bunch of vills to stone, and you hope to get towers or castles between the TCs. But how are you supposed to do that if Liereyy already has a mangonel? Like, Lierey's already ahead in this regard.
And he sees that.
Yeah.
So beautiful job there from Liereyy. Hera's masked up the longboats, and longboat micro is very, very easy. But Liereyy, we've seen him with these war galleys. I've never seen war galleys move like this.
Look at this.
It's insane.
Like, he's dodging at the last second when the shots come in. And guys, he's actually timing it with the volleys. He doesn't just click and hope that certain volley. Oh, here we go, his point of view.
And you can see him managing both of these. And now he's got the mangonel there too, and he still has to micro the war galleys at the top. Then he goes to the ones on the right.
Dude.
It's disgusting.
And he can surround Hera.
It's not fair.
He's making his way through. He leaves a galley there on the wood line. He knows he's got Hera surrounded. He knows he's got Hera hit and the TC. The only thing that can go wrong for Liereyy would be on land with the siege battle.
And the flank coming in.
But the flank's coming in.
The flank coming in, and Hera just seems completely out of his depth here.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And this is so rare to see. Liereyy is just completely dominating this game right now. Hera's trying to mass up longboats, but he's being pressured in the middle. The Navy just keeps coming in. The longboats are still strong, though, and Hera did have reinforcements inside the docks, so he's going to clear up some of these ships. He might even clear up the entire Navy. The damage, though, has been done by Liereyy. 57 villagers for Hera, 66 for Liereyy. Hera also microing his mangonel, so Hera's doing a great job, too.
Warrior Priest. Oh, man. Oh, man. Lierey's micro's insane. And he will keep his mangonel alive. Lierey's on stone. What do you think about a tower next to the siege workshop? I know you want to wait for a castle, but, like, I really just want a tower there. That area decides the game.
I think you wait for it. You've got two mangonels. Okay. You've got the Warrior Priest. I think you wait for the castle. By the way, 5th relic on the way for Liereyy. So that is incredibly impressive. And we think about the Vikings. Well, like normal civilizations, you might think about redemption monks or something like that. Loom! It's fine.
Hey, dude, if there's ever a way to throw a game, it'd be trying to build a castle next to a siege workshop with no loom.
Yeah, that's actually amazing that he remembered.
Yeah.
He didn't have it.
That's calculated by him. He's like, well, I haven't needed it yet.
Okay, so do you put that castle, if the TC is going to go down anyway, do you put that castle there still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it just protects your own TC. And then you can still play into water much easier. It protects your relics. He doesn't know there's a siege workshop behind, but I think Hera needs big fight on water to work.
I think Hera's not going to expect that the level of production on Navy from Liereyy while doing the stuff in the middle at the same time.
Exactly.
Liereyy always has enough ships as Hera comes out with the Mangonel. And of course, he's just paying attention over there as he's taking the fight on the water too. Villagers going down, the warrior priests are going in for that Mangonel. That thing is not going to survive. Neither is the TC, neither is the Navy from Hera. The TC is on fire and there's nothing to support it.
It's castle time. There's not a lot of space there to build it. Oh boy, Harrisville is pretty speedy here. It's castle time if you're Liereyy. You win the game with a castle, just cannot have this be denied. It's not the best castle ever. It'll get the job done.
Yep.
I don't think Hera can stop that.
Yeah, it is a castle, that is for sure, and it's slightly ranging the gold and the stone over there. Now it's Hera's turn to dance with the longboat. He is running out of resources on his home island, and now he's literally running on the middle island to get away from this push from Liereyy. Handcart helping out a ton for Hera as he needs to evacuate. And he can't make up his mind, Tristan. He's like, where do I go? Do I deny the castle? Do I kill the Mangonel? Big shot there on the Vills. This looks like game one from their previous set. Lierey's just going to be dancing with these Mangonels.
Liereyy up to Imp. Hera will drop a castle to secure some mainland control. His eco is still pretty good considering the situation here. Like, having lost the TC, you'd expect him to be behind more.
With Handcart as well, with Vikings.
With 16 on food, but Liereyy can just do anything at this point, it feels like. With 5 relics, when he's in Imp, he should be able to build more castles, make more trebuchets, and he still doesn't have a bad situation on water either.
Yeah, only 8 longboats here for Hera, 17 ships for Liereyy. I guess the question is, what are you prioritizing if you're Liereyy? I think the tendency would be to prioritize land and kick them off there. But if you can take over water against the Vikings and control that, you take their one like winning element completely out of play.
The good news is, I think you can do both. That's how good this situation is.
Yeah, Zico's good.
Yeah,
a lot of wood, a lot of gold in the bank.
And people don't normally have the skill to do both. You have to commit to one thing or the other.
Oh, we've seen it this game. He definitely has the skill to pay attention to that. Another castle coming up there from Liereyy, and the war galleys come in. They're going to snipe the Mangonel.
And still no ballistics, by the way. That's an upgrade you'd love to see here for Liereyy. But that castle protects the position. That castle allows him to freely trap Hera's castle. Hera is trying to click up to Imp, but Liereyy has just killed more of his own villagers than Hera has done to him this game.
He killed some of his own warrior priests earlier too. Like, geez, 19-7 eco KD. 2 of those Vil kills were on his own people, but he will clear up the siege workshop. Hera's still dancing with the longboats. Great micro from him, and the castle goes up on the hill. Watch Liereyy run right into this attack round that's still ongoing with the Vils.
That would be a very me problem. I think Liereyy will notice it. Okay, so Hera played on when he was down really, really bad in the previous game. Does he resign when he sees Imp here?
He does. GG, Lierey's up 2-1.
Crazy. He's played so well, dude. He's played so well. And it was essentially a mirrored opening there, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was the same builds, and Lierey's micro and macro combo was so good. And when you talk about beating Liereyy, we always say you don't want to do the same thing as him. Like a double there.
Could you also play Italians on Fortress if you think Bohemians is coming out from Liereyy?
You could.
And we're on to Fortress. It's not going to be Bohemians for Liereyy. It's going to be Vietnamese for Liereyy. And Hera is going to be playing as the Burgundians. Game number 4. Lierey's up 2-1.
Didn't Hera have another option? I think it was Cumans for this map. So he didn't know.
Hera's not super fond of Cumans. You know that.
Yeah, but it's like anyone with the Cumans. You feel as though, well, I guess it depends on the person. But
no,
I've seen Hera win
his thought process has been, I will always ban them because people always beat me with them and I always lose with them.
Okay.
So maybe like he just forgot to ban them and he wanted to pick them.
Okay.
Get them out of Lierey's arsenal potentially.
Yeah. Well, something to think on, interviewers for later on, right? Asking them about this because they both had 2 options. This does then mean Bohemians is opened up for another map. But Regicide Fortress, this is the map where Hera had that incredible comeback as he's just taking his time with his boar.
I think you just go garrison that scout in the castle, and the boar is going to wander back across the TC anyway.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean, maybe the boar will start attacking the castle, and then you have a problem.
New bug.
Yeah. And then you've got an issue. Hera gets it back. It's child's play for them, especially on low ping. To be wandering around the scout, you can keep the boar chasing it forever.
So Liereyy loves his archers, loves his micro. Vietnamese are perfect for that. Vietnamese have pretty solid economy. I don't think the economy is as good as the Burgundians.
Yep.
And I wonder how Hera's going to be thinking about this because, like, you know, the whole game plan is based around Rattan archers for the Vietnamese. The Burgundian skirmishers are good, but they're not great as they lack armor. So that may not be an option in his mind. Their paladins are easy to get to because of the economy and the cheap upgrades, but also not the best because they lack some HP compared to other paladins. I'm kind of thinking your best unit might be the unique unit, bro. And just melt the Rattan archers with the charge attack.
Custilier.
Just full elite Custilier. That could be the game plan here for Hera long term.
I don't know how well they do against Rattan Helb. It's just like...
Help would be a problem.
I think your game plan, if you're Hera, has to revolve around stopping Liereyy from getting that forward castle pressure with an earlier imp, which is just so tough with Liereyy, right? I don't think Leary's game plan is going to be, let's sit back, let's boom, let's make Rathans.
Yeah.
It'll revolve around a faster Imperial Age and some sort of push against that castle in the south of Hera's base.
I get that thinking, but I actually think there's arguments that Vietnamese have a better late game.
Yeah.
And if you think that's the case, maybe you don't actually force the issue early.
But that's not Leary's style.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. By the way, guys, yes, the Kings, this is their life. If the King dies, they will lose the game.
Ooh, the Scout is coming out from
usually
Liereyy.
Players are going to go back home.
Scout is coming out from Liereyy,
when the opponent's in feudal.
To the King from Hera, intercepting the King. We had a King snipe yesterday by Hera on Mr. Yo, and Lierey's found it. Lierey's found it. He didn't see, or he doesn't want to chase. Liereyy was in feudal age, man, with a feudal age scout.
Hera getting a little tempted to bait that scout into some engagements there. I'm going to tell you what Hera was thinking. He wanted the scout to come over. He wanted to then use his scout to attack, and then as Liereyy would try and run away with the scout, he would block with the King.
Yeah.
But just get your Kings into the towers. Unless your name is Yo. Maybe put it in a TC or something. Poor Yo.
I mean, Yo's King would have been safer sitting in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yeah. Where's Hera going? They're just scouting, I guess.
Just making sure. Maybe the woodline's a little interesting. Okay, yeah. He's not interested in it anymore, and he's going back to the safety of the tower.
Is that what a king sounds like to you? I noticed there was a bit of a voice there.
Maybe that. No.
I mean, it sounded slightly self-important. I imagine a king would be.
Mm-hmm.
But kings both garrisoned at the same time, actually, into their towers, which is kind of interesting.
At 2 seconds apart.
Yep. They're that good. Even their king garrison time's the same.
Yeah. What's your king garrison time? Probably like 10 seconds.
I almost pulled a Yo and an MBL on this map against Lix. And so I garrisoned much earlier than I did in the past.
Oh, Hera brought his out again.
Just to scout the corner.
So Hera needs to see the corner. And you shouldn't leave. You have so much time early. You shouldn't leave any spaces where relics could be sitting, where there could be golds. Yo didn't notice the extra golds and stones for so long.
Yeah.
Right? There's still the corner over there, but he's got to scout for that stuff. It's too risky to go for the king. Liereyy can see 1, 2, 3, 4 relics already.
Dave, everyone who plays Regicide Fortress knows you have 150 stone. And there was a game earlier in this tournament where Hera
had
forgot,
to buy the stone.
And he bought it. And I'm looking at this right now, and now the villagers are going to go out and get the stone there. So he's going to collect, but he's probably going to be, he just collects the stone, and then he's going to build the TC with those vills. That'll drop it off.
And
so
then they can build a TC somewhere else.
Crisis averted.
Meanwhile, Lierey's already in Castle Age and making 2 extra TCs. So really good timing from Liereyy. Hera had to invest a little bit more onto the eco upgrades. You can see Liereyy already with the second farm upgrade. He's got the second wood upgrade as well. They come in faster for Vietnamese, and he doesn't have to spend wood on them, which is amazing. You can put that into farms.
Yep.
And Lierey's eco is going to look really strong. I think the Vietnamese have a comparable economy to the Burgundians throughout the mid game.
Yeah, it's just the start, right? The res collected is higher for Hera. That will stay higher for Hera by about that much. There's no easy way to catch up there unless you get the Vil lead, which will happen here for Liereyy.
How do you stop Hera from getting these relics super quick, is the question, if you're Liereyy. Do you want to stop him? I mean, Burgundian relics are ridiculous, but can you?
Micro your starting scout and just focus on your boom. Like, I am convinced, and you seem convinced, that at least Lierey's going to be aggressive, and that if that's going to be the case...
Oh, are you still leaving with this king, Hera? What, do we have a pressing engagement somewhere? What are we doing here?
What's the speed difference?
He could have Ratans, bro.
He's just checking. Just checking.
It's the royal
also,
dog.
Kings cannot be converted, by the way. You know what would be a really funny test?
That's the entire idea of a king. Dude.
I'm tempted to just like... No, never mind. That's a thought for a different time.
So Hera is keeping the king out there as like bait, so that if the scout comes along, it'll go after that instead of his monk?
Well, no, he can see it, and then he has time. Like, there's no way he loses that king. It takes a bunch of hits. I can't do math, but...
Dude, I'm concerned about Ratans, if you're Hera. Obviously, we know that Liereyy doesn't have any. But what if Liereyy... He's been in Castle Age for a while. What if he had like 5 or 6?
Bro, you know how it is. These guys convince themselves that they know exactly what's happening, and 80% of the time they do know, but that 20% chance doesn't come around enough. So I think he's going to be fine. King goes back in.
First relic.
And first relic.
So it's 3 town centers for Hera. We have 35 villagers versus 36 from Liereyy. He's had 3 town centers for a while here, but a little bit more idle TC time from Liereyy. However, farm eco is looking fine from him now. Obviously, the second farm upgrade came in before that round of farms in Castle Age, so everything is going to be lasting quite a while. And he seems to be able to keep up production now from all the TCs.
If you don't compete for relics, it normally indicates early imp timing. And so that makes Lierey's job easy if that's the case. This would be a good time to make some Ratans, by the way. Now you make them, now that your eco's good. But then from Hera's perspective, you should also know not to overboom because you don't want to lose out in the treb timing. And I think Hera's got a good civ to maybe go bomber cannon defense. So curious to see. Hera hasn't mined any more stone, so I don't think he'll overboom or just go for an extended boom with 4 TCs. But what is Lierey's scout doing, by the way? Like, why is Lierey's scout...
It's been over there forever.
Is he wait? Oh, the relic just disappeared on the mini-map, and he's been double-checking. Yeah. And now the scout's swooping in.
So he was hugging the edge of the map because he knew Hera was going to be scouting over here. He takes the most optimal path, that monk, and he's going to run right into the scout from Liereyy. That is a nice sneak attack. Hera notices immediately, but there's nothing he can do. He just got to get this as close to your base as possible. Monk goes down. Another monk in the queue, another monk on the field, and Hera, even with a Costelier, over on that side, guarding the relic on the left.
That monk kind of tossed it back towards the base as well.
There he goes back to his spot. It's like his hideout over there.
I think this is a new trend for him. He did the same with fire ships in a migration game yesterday. He kind of hid it in the corner.
Yep.
It's interesting. And it's really annoying as well if you're Hera, because he was really checking thoroughly, waiting for army to come out. He didn't see Ratans. He didn't see the scout.
Handcart on the way for Liereyy. So he got wheelbarrow faster than Hera, and handcart is going to make his economy really efficient. 56 villagers for him. 1 behind his Hera at 55. And the second Ratan also on the way from Liereyy.
Did Hera misclick his monk? Does he have a monk wandering back into his gate right now? No, it's just another unit. Okay, so he's really paying close attention.
And the scout is still waiting.
Yeah.
But there's units there from Hera, and he's guarding it even.
Yeah, I think we rarely see that, but in these situations it makes sense. The unit will defend eventually. It's a little slow in defense, but it should be completely fine.
I mean, you can tank a charged up hit as well. Like, Lierey's going to notice immediately. Liereyy notices. The relic disappears, and now he's swooping in. Hera's like, oh, I've been expecting you.
I don't think he kills that monk, right? There's no way. He just goes right through. You need 2 hits, and you would get killed by that.
He also saw the other relic disappear on the left. So maybe this is an entire mind game, and he's just going to run over to the left side. It doesn't look like it. He's pulling this thing back. Ratans
don't defend. No, they're guarding
when they're guarding a unit, they don't defend themselves against wildlife. That's a very interesting fact. That probably should have been on the trivia show earlier.
Yeah, true. And Scout's still running around. Well, it's been a pretty boomy game.
Yep.
Imp times are going to be key. We know it. Everyone knows it. We said it a bunch of times, and I think they're about to click. Lierey's on the way up. Scout goes home to heal up. He will get 1 relic.
Hera's on the way up.
And Hera's on the way up as well.
Liereyy is on stone, so he's thinking about a castle. The question is, can you get it in a safe spot there in the middle? I'm not so certain.
What is Hera thinking here with 9 on stone? Is this just for stone to repair your castle, double castle against a Treb push, or is it Elite Custilier as the main unit type? I think we would see a stable if he was planning, well, or multiple stables if he was planning on going for like Paladin.
3 monks, that amount of Ratans, this many villagers. I think he can get the castle up. I would also love, in this moment, to see him wall the left side of his base to the edge of the map. There's a gold over there, there's wood over there. Like, he did not do that in the game against ACCM on Fortress.
Yeah.
When he was playing Khmer against the Mayans, and he really got punished.
It's kind of interesting. I think some of those villagers had stone in their hands. He pulled the villagers that were mining stone. Maybe I'm wrong on the stone in the hands, but like the point is he has to use some market shenanigans here to get this castle stone, which he can do, but he's not actively mining that stone anymore. He could actively mine this one though, and wow, he's not even trying to disguise this one. But he is.
Dude, the sneakiness level on Liereyy this game has been amazing. And Hera just like, oh my.
Dude, I would assume that my opponent saw that though. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not thinking that you're getting away with that one.
And Hera has really good scouting too.
Yeah.
Like, Hera might be thinking, whoa, there's nothing coming forward. He's just going to play that back at his own base. Meanwhile, Liereyy is set up.
Liereyy needs ballistics. I think ballistics will be I think ballistics will be very delayed this game. Also, he hasn't clicked a wall to let Hera know.
Yeah.
So the castle actually, dude, that's so crazy. I would always click a wall so I could start breaking in.
Yep, and there we go.
Okay.
Hera knows about the castle now. Free conscription for Vietnamese, so that Treb is going to come out a little bit faster. However, Vietnamese do not get masonry, they don't get architecture, they get hoardings, but if you're getting into an extended castle war, Vietnamese are not the civilization that you really want. You got to take advantage of the timings early.
How many Trebs do you make here if you're Liereyy?
I think
just nonstop?
I think 5 or 6. He loves having a big ball of like 5 or 6 Trebs and then being very patient with them and guarding them with his life. And even if he realizes it's not able to push, he'll roll them back and use them again later.
He's getting Loom, by the way, so he walked across the map to drop a castle without Loom. He was that certain that he had the army to deal with whatever Hera had.
Even the final wood upgrade from him, good eco upgrades, great efficiency from Liereyy. Last minute, 84% efficiency, which at this stage of the game is insane. And Rattan army being built up, more Trebs on the way. That castle from Hera looks like he might let it fall as he just texts in the skirmishes. Also moving the relics back. Great play from Hera. Real heads-up play here to recognize that he probably can't do anything to stop this initial pressure. Just move the relics back to a safer location.
Our tone is very positive for Liereyy now because of this push and how much he's accomplished. But Hera has the eco lead.
Yeah.
Hera has the relics. This is a better position for Hera if he can hold the line.
The golds are an issue, though.
This could be good for him.
The golds are an issue. That's the main gold right there. The secondary gold is on the left. I actually don't know where the other gold is from Hera. It should be, okay, it's at the back there.
Skirmishers will come through. Rattan archers are not elite yet. That's where they become their strongest. And the castle's very exposed there for Liereyy, so if he takes one castle down just to lose one, I think Hera's going to take that trade, considering Liereyy needs the castles to produce Rattans. This is the issue when you want to go Trebor and also Unique Unit at the same time.
Yeah, and he's just making another castle that Hera can roll on over to and start targeting next. And Liereyy abandons that first castle. He's still got a decent amount of Trebs. Hera has to be careful here when these Trebs pack up. They don't get hit by those Trebuchet shots. It was so close. They don't go down, though. And he's kicked off the main gold, but at the moment, that doesn't hurt him so much. He's still got the one at the back.
Liereyy will be fine as long as he has bombard cannon numbers to give himself time here. Hera doesn't have a unit to dive underneath the castle, and so that castle protects him. And Liereyy has 2 bombard cannons. Hera will have 2 in a moment. But you're right. that gold and even the stone from Hera. In fact, is he going to be... Those vills are just wandering out to the stone.
They're auto-collecting that stone, yeah. Hera notices that. Big shot from Liereyy on the skirmishers, but the bomber cannon goes down. I think Hera might take that trade as he tries to finish that off. It's one hit away, and Liereyy actually escapes with that guy. There is a Custelier behind as more bomber cannon shots come in on the skirms.
Wow, Hera so used to being able to dance around with those skirmishers and get away with it. He loses a lot, but they're just skirms.
He got one! Oh my god, max range treb shots from Liereyy. He gets a treb from Hera as it tries to roll in. The bomber cannon is being pushed away as well. Let's see if Hera can snipe the treb. He's trying to.
These engagements are pretty sick for Liereyy. And
he's losing trebs though.
I'm just thinking Ratans. 30 Ratans, elite, can actually fight off skirms and the cannons themselves here. And the bomber cannon for Hera survives.
Ooh, 2 bomber cannons left at 1 HP. One from Liereyy, one from Hera. Great job saving those. As Hera tries to hold here with the Burgundian bombards and some skirmishers, but the skirmishers have been dying pretty quick.
Yeah, it's just Hera can afford to produce so much more because his eco is so good right now. Lierey's going to be dancing for us here. With Hera's resources ticking up, I'm kind of feeling like we might have a panic revolution on our hands again. It's like when someone does something that no one's done before, it puts it into everyone's minds.
Yeah.
Hera...
Oh, nice split from Hera. That could have been disastrous.
He also killed a cannon there.
Yeah, he did. Paladin switches on the way from Hera as Thumbring and the final armor upgrade come in from Liereyy, and he's adding a castle in that space. He previously had one. The bomber cannons are over there, and he deletes the foundation before Hera can target that. That was a heads-up play from Liereyy.
Yeah, just build it further back.
Yep.
Build it further back. Micro is
bomber
absolutely ridiculous right now.
Bomber cannon micro. Hera trying to get the attack rounds. He does. Liereyy gets one too, but doesn't do as much damage as he would have liked.
Look at the Ratans mow down the skirms right now. Do you see the difference now that they're fully upgraded? He just runs in.
Hera,
skirms
dodge,
are no longer
Hera.
a counter.
Great attack round there from Liereyy.
Skirms are no longer an easy counter. They might be a cost-effective counter, but before they were doing so much better, and Lierey's starting to gain some momentum with his military right now, Dave.
Ooh, lost a bomber cannon for free, but he's pushing back on the left. Hera is kind of threatening on the right here with these bomber cannons, and Liereyy can't clear them up yet, but he's got the Ratans coming in.
He can. The Ratans should be able to kill those.
One down. 2.
Dude, this is horrible for
No
Hera.
bomber cannons for Hera. 9 skirms on the field, 33 in the queue, and another TC is about to fall.
This is what Ratan archers can do to you. And Hera's got Paladin on the way now. Maybe the only Civ that could recover from this would be the Burgundians, and maybe the only player who could recover from this would be Hera. So there are chances. The most interesting thing about that switch is it's outside of his base. So Liereyy won't actually get to think about it or see the switch is coming in.
This has been great play from Liereyy. He's snuck in so many upgrades behind this. He's snuck in so many upgrades, and he sees the Cavalier. That's a warning, right? Like, why would he get the Cavalier tech for just one? He's making a switch. Liereyy needs to identify this and start the process of teching into Halberdier, I believe.
So yes, but only if you can still produce Ratans nonstop.
True.
I think if you have to choose between the two, you keep going Ratans.
13 on food is not great.
Yeah,
Liereyy.
yeah. I think it's just full Ratans.
Maybe he just pulled all the villagers off farms because he had a decent farming eco before. And maybe he can put them back on there again as the Ratans push pretty deep here. They can't take out the Trebs, but the bomber cannon's still working away. Hera loses another bomber cannon there.
Will Hera have enough Paladins here? Hera's going to engage with 7.
Lierey's got Vills. He goes for another castle. Liereyy kind of leaving the Trebs out.
He'll lose a Treb. He might lose the second, but I like this castle here from him. And look at how good the Ratan archers are versus the Paladins.
Yep. Liereyy not even bothering, packing up those Trebs and leaving. He knows they're dead.
Yeah, you don't really have the time. And Hera did a good job there to run in, get the snipes, and his skirm queue is pretty crazy. They're still killing, like weakening the Ratans, killing them here or there.
Here comes some Paladins. Great house walls there from Liereyy. Hera can't go in, and Hera recognizing that right away. He's providing such a threat from this position with just a few Paladins and then skirmishers, right? Farm eco from Liereyy.
Just don't.
He needs to get his eco set up, man. He's full focus on the middle. If you can take a minute to just look back at your own economy, it's going to help out a ton, because he's only got 13 on food, Liereyy.
But dude, all it takes is a minute and you lose the entire push.
I know,
you
but
lose the entire push.
You have to.
I remember a game, I think it was Nikov in a qualifier, he just went 80 Ratans, 5 bombard cannons, and just moved out across the map. I think that's maybe the type of thing that Liereyy has in his plans.
Oh no, I see. I see it. I kind of see the Hera comeback here. He's pushing in with the Paladin. He's trying to sneak through there to get the bomber cannons. The Ratans take priority somehow, and the Paladin are able to cut off the bomber cannons. All of them go down. Liereyy is on the run. Hera clears up this army.
What a push back from Hera. The Paladin numbers so high, and it all falls apart here. The castles for Liereyy are on the front. He loses these. Ratan archers might not be much of an option anymore.
Yep, Ratan's still alive over there. Trapped up against the gate, though, as Liereyy tries to micro those down. That castle dies. Ratans no longer have protection. And behind this, Lierey's eco, like he hasn't taken care of it at all. 12 on food right now.
Yeah, and you can fix it now because you have no real
there's
army
nothing else
protect.
to do.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be really tough. And like Halbs still can go down to skirms. You know, Hera's got that. This combination of stable and archer range, just so strong. I guess that castle forward just tells you that Liereyy, it reconfirms in our mind that he's committed to this position, and I kind of like it, at least considering the relic situation.
He's added some farms, but it's still a messy economy. Remember, Hera's still cut off that main gold. So how much gold does he actually have left to mine? He's got one of the neutral ones over there, and I believe he's got a little bit left on this side. And of course the relics and Burgundian vineyards, which just came in too.
Hera just needs patience with the siege right now, in my opinion. The score, that fight, this fight, that will tell him that he's got a much better situation.
Ooh, is he paying attention to this? Big shot from Liereyy.
Oh man. Yeah, he just needs patience with his siege timing. Whenever he shows up for that castle, he needs to ensure that castle ends up going down. Yeah, he's just going to dive. Running with the Paladins. Why not? Get on the other side of the Ratans. The Ratans have to run through the Paladins. They can't do that. The skirmishers are there as well. And another big ball of Ratan archers get flattened.
Yeah, and Lierey's just trying to take this bomber cannon if he can. Whatever value he can. He's not going to do it. Liereyy needs to mass up Ratans once more. He still doesn't have Halberdier to deal with any of the Paladin. You look at the farming here from Hera. Absolutely insane. 69 farms right there. What a discrepancy from between his economy and Lierey's. It's incredible. Liereyy only has 17 on food.
How many Ratan archers does it take to kill a watchtower?
That is a great question.
I'm just saying.
Elite Ratans, it doesn't have great armor. Not that much, unless Hera has masonry.
And you can't hop out of the tower if the archers are there.
Yeah.
I think you go for the king here. Right?
He's got 3 of them. He can see the flag.
Dude, come on, bro. He's not going to do it. Don't get excited, people. Calm down. But he's got to do it.
I'd say let's get excited because the Ratans are coming in, but here comes the flank from Hera, the Paladins to snipe the bombard cannons. Liereyy goes deep in Hera's base.
He's going for it.
He's going for it, but Hera's king went into the castle.
Ah, come on, Hera.
No fun for you. And Liereyy, Liereyy is committing because he sees the flag.
Yeah, let's
Hera
go.
snuck a villager inside. He's not even going to weaken the tower to that point. And Hera deleted it and let him know there was a villager there.
That's funny. The Liereyy laughing now, and Hera's like, that's more likely.
That's a good win for Hera.
Yeah.
2-2.
Really good win.
Right, they have a lot of civs that are good on all of them as we load in here. Game number 5, we are back, and it's Golden Lakes Bohemians for Liereyy, Lithuanians for Hera.
So this answers our question on why Bohemians wasn't played previously. Liereyy had plans for game number 5 on Golden Lakes. Now, we've seen a couple games on this, and we have seen a tendency for some players to not even try and compete for the additional pawns.
Yep.
We also saw a game in Titans League recently with these 2 players on a map which is similar called Cross, where Hera sent a villager very far forward and built his starting dock on Lierey's pond. Do you think that's a possibility here again?
No. I think against Bohemians, it's probably not the smartest play, right? Because Lierey's might go for something a little bit more unorthodox. And he might go for land pressure with Bohemians early, like archer play or something. If he had gone for land pressure in that specific game you mentioned, Hera probably would have died.
Okay, yeah. So here's what I think could be really funny. Nice little game. that game is going to live in Lierey's head. The last time he played in a similar map, getting forward docked. I'm wondering if we see him search with his fishing ships more than he would at this point in Dark Age.
I mean, maybe. Also, we look at the maps here. If Liereyy wants to go forward against Hera, the golds are forward. Hera is going to really, really struggle to get the resources he needs to defend that.
And that brings us to an excellent point. So it's called Golden Lakes because the majority of the gold is in the middle here. It's a very big gold-focused map, and you only have, I think, 6 tiles to work with around your base. And sometimes, like in Hera's position, that 3-tile gold's not going to be great. That one can be locked down potentially. But
Looks like there's a bunch of wolves here, too. So sending the villager forward through those is probably not great. There's one there. There's one off to the right as well.
Really?
Sorry, tigers. Yeah, there's one over there. So sending the vill forward is probably not the smartest.
Yeah, how dare you call that? How dare you call that a wolf? Interesting. Is there one on the left as well? I'm wondering how like standard
Doesn't
this
look
is.
like it.
I think there's one near a relic kind of towards the middle.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
All right, so that could be a small reason why we might not see as many villagers going to the shoreline too, right? Like that could also explain the tendency for some people to just stay at home. But Bohemians are all about late game. They don't have a lot of mobility, so I think Liereyy will need heavy walls here.
Yeah.
He'll want to turtle up. We could see Castle Age chemistry. Maybe he'll play crossbows. Maybe eventually he gets to bombard cannons. It's just, this map's top tier on fortress or arena. He's got to create his own fortress or arena now.
So if he focuses on the middle, there might be an instance where it's kind of weird against Lithuanians. How are you going to mix this up, right? Because you want to kind of contest the relics, but you also want to contest the gold in the middle there. If only to deny the relics from your opponent. Like, how does that take precedence?
Let me ask you this, and maybe it won't change your thinking, but at least in my mind it does. If Hera was playing Bohemians here, how do you think he'd play it? Like read up, right? Just super heavy walls. Don't go aggressive at all. And Hera may be thinking, with that in mind, it's like, I can't let my opponent have time to wall.
Yep.
And he's going to come forward right now.
He's coming forward with 4 villagers. Liereyy is
He's checking.
Lierey's checking. Lierey's checking the pond, but it's a natural time for Hera to loop around with the villager and go for that forward dock. He's not doing that. Hera will also see the barracks coming up from Liereyy. And Liereyy is going to scout the dock position from Hera. He can go around there with the scout because there's some shallows, I believe, on the edge of that water. As Hera goes for the forward barracks. There's a gold there from Liereyy. That is in an incredibly forward position. But Lierey's barracks timing and his archer range timing, presumably, is going to be a little bit better than Hera's.
Yeah, but the question is, will he recognize it's going to be skirmishers from Hera? Because you do not want to go archers here. He's looking. He won't see a barracks. At this level, I think after checking the front and not seeing anything,
and not seeing anything on your pond as well.
He will look.
Yeah, you didn't see anything on your pond either. So there's no water contest from Hera.
Yeah.
It's going to be land pressure, and the spearman is going to come out here. So the spearman will give him some pretty good vision on these villagers.
There it is.
Villagers spotted.
Archer
Strat has been identified. You just need to finish that range. I'm surprised there's no quick wall there from Liereyy. Never mind. Waits till the last second, and the tower is just going up from Hera. And Lierey's like, all right, brother, I've got more villagers in this area. I can build a tower too. Hera's going to abandon that. Lierey's not going to spend the full price of stone.
Lierey's like, okay, I'll wait too. And now he starts to build it.
Just finish that, I think, right?
I mean, why not?
You've got a stone further back in your base. Just finish it. It'll push Hera away. He has to walk all the way around. You have a secure gold, whatever.
Wow, what a crazy start. So Lithuanians should be having the big edge here. Faster spears and faster skirms. It's now going to be a spear and skirm war. But Hera does have some weak villagers around, has to be careful. And he just loses a unit there. Now, the scout was weak from Liereyy. He did attack something around Hera's TC while all this was happening.
Liereyy, that's enough. Just
I think
get him back.
We might need to get a replay in for this, but my gut tells me that Lierey's scout is weak because he sniped sheep underneath Hera's TC.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, I think that's why, because the scout came back weak and it was completely full HP when it was over at the base.
Okay. Maybe he just ran under that as well. Could have been the case, right? Maybe it got bopped by a spearman we didn't see. Liereyy still taking the gold now. He's walled up to the berries. However, there's a lot of foundations there. There's not a lot of fully cooked walls, as he has plenty of sheep underneath his town center, but not a lot of villagers.
Hera can still build a tower, right? He deleted his tower. He still has the stone for that.
Lierey's on stone right now.
Yeah.
So he's already thought about that. He's got the stone over in this direction. I love the outpost over by that stone, so he can know if Hera's going to pressure over there again. And he almost has enough for another counter tower. If this continues this way and Lierey's not losing villagers, Hera's going to run out of steam.
I think the concern I would have if I'm Liereyy, though, is the natural transition for you against this army would be a stable, and that's horrible for the Bohemians. It's not horrible for the Lithuanians.
I mean, it might be okay if you have the fishing economy, and he keeps adding fishing ships, which is great, right? Just stable to keep yourself alive. A couple scouts isn't the worst thing in the world. This tower is also going to help, so now Hera is going to have some problems pushing in. I'd love to see Liereyy make another building or a wall behind that to kind of protect the tower a little bit more. Hera might decide to full commit onto this house, but he sees the tower, he runs away. Great defense so far from from Liereyy, as Hera is kind of wandering around, wondering what to do.
This is pretty untypical for Liereyy. The position he's in, he's played it well. But if this was Mr. Yo, and here's the replay, just so we know exactly what happened. So, okay, no sheep were killed. But if this was Yo, those archers are never here.
Yep.
Archers don't do anything for you in defense against skirmishers. As the skirmishers come through from Hera, they're going to get great value. There's no potential for a real counterattack now for Liereyy, and it's panic. Actually, sorry, as I say that, there are archers
on the other side.
Behind the wood line there, yeah.
Behind the wood line. I'm honestly surprised that Hera didn't just stay on that wood line with those skirmishers.
I am too.
Like, why would you bring them back? Maybe he felt like there was something coming from Liereyy. If Lierey's going for the gate, maybe he expects like a sneaky stable in the back or something like that. Didn't want to get trapped in. He's still got map control, and he still should be able to counter the archers that will be moving forward from Liereyy. He's also thinking about Castle Age. 9 fishing ships here from Liereyy. 9 fishing ships as well from Hera. He docked the left pond.
Dude, if he would have run through with those skirms and just looped over to the dock, he's taking out fish traps. Yeah. But in Hera's position, he really doesn't want to lose army control, and there's always a risk.
Running into every tiger on the map, at least on that side. Hera, not expecting the archers to come in here. He's got the skirmishers over on the left, and that gold is very exposed.
Hera
takes a drink of water. He's going to need it here in a second as Liereyy comes into the gold. That's an unpleasant surprise there for Hera against fletching archers in the hands of Liereyy. You can't quick wall this one.
And it's surprising because Hera's known for being so good defensively. Your opponent's fully walled.
Yep.
Your opponent has an archer range. I feel like the only value you're ever going to get is leaving your skirmishers at home.
Oh, great
Hera with some crazy
Hera.
damage control, but there's still going to be more villagers exposed. And I think Liereyy could even get back to kill that villager as well. That villager goes down. And nice save from Hera there. Honestly, it could have been worse, but that was an expensive loss.
3 villager kills, and you force all the skirms back. And now Liereyy is advancing outward with some more archers to the left of his base. He's going out on this side. He might find the stone, but Hera saw that with the blacksmith, and he runs away with the stone villagers.
Where does Hera build this castle? He's clearly building up for one.
Can you make it forward? I think maybe that was the idea with saving the skirms. It was like, let's go for a castle.
Protect that area.
I can protect this area, and I can go forward with one.
Because
he knows where the gold is from Liereyy. Like, that's the only gold Liereyy has.
He also spotted those archers because of his blacksmith vision.
Yep.
And Liereyy knows he's been spotted. No one's bringing spearmen over towards archers unless they're using them just to track. And this is so sick, right?
He's trying to escape. He's trying to escape.
No, there's no chance. These
Hera sees him.
Dead. Yep.
Hera sees him, and I think there's some villagers moving forward here. Hera might be attempting a forward castle on Liereyy. Lierey's getting the cavalry armor upgrade as he goes up to Castle Age himself. He's got a stable, full clear from Hera, and there's the castle within range of the gold. So Hera's definitely trying to lock... It's not even within range. That one should be within range, but he's trying to lock down the gold from Liereyy.
Well, Hera will basically have full control of the middle as well with this. Unless Liereyy decides to make a run for it on the right side. Because actually, if you just delete, like, there's the left, okay, but that can be attacked easily with the latest or something. If you just leave your base, you could still make a run for the middle, potentially.
Yeah, but Hera's going to be tracking that, surely.
He should.
Surely.
Surely. Spearmen are checking. There's some scouts there.
Threading the needle? Threading the needle. Skirmishers are coming over. Liereyy.
Rewall it fast.
Threading the needle. He's rewalled.
Can he see?
Oh my God.
There's a little bit of rubble. The walls aren't what they used to.
Oh my God.
He knows now. That's a rewall. He knows now.
He's checking and he saw the Vils.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good from Liereyy, but also amazing from Hera to call that out.
Yeah, you always, if the opponent is rewalling, it's because they snuck through. Hera recognizes that. And +2 armor for Liereyy, unlike Cav right
With
now,
the Bohemians.
seems to play.
I mean, it's going to work against the Skirms, but the latest is here. And that armor doesn't mean anything against that latest.
Liereyy doesn't know what to do.
Yep.
Liereyy doesn't know what to do. Hera's castle has taken him completely off of gold. Hera now has one of the best unique units you can make in the game himself. And this is going to be a slaughter here.
Well, it's a castle for Liereyy. He's got enough stone. All the villagers are going to die, though. Hera with a great call out on the villagers running away from Liereyy. He's got the skirmishers over there, and now those villagers are just buying time for Liereyy to somehow get that castle up. 41 villagers for Hera. It's about to be more as he's got 2 TCs producing. It's 33 for Liereyy, and it's about to be less as Hera is here with the skirmishers trying to deny this castle.
It's desperation for Liereyy, right? He wants anywhere where there's gold. He isn't taking the safer option on the left side, but I think he just knows Hera's got me covered. Like,
This
Hera's
castle
gonna be.
might get denied.
Oh, it's getting denied. I was expecting.
Nice quick ball.
Is it?
I mean, there's so many weak fills, dude. There's so many weak fills.
That's a
Liereyy
doubt.
is down to 30
That's a
villagers.
doubt.
Hera is just
That's a
killing
doubt.
villagers left and right and center, and all of those villagers are going to go down. Doubt Castle activated. It's 89.69%.
Yeah. And even if the castle completes now, Hera's got a massive economy. He's on 2 different lakes. He goes for a nice gate there to stop the light cap from getting through. And it's 3 town centers. Man, what a great opening here from Hera. I just love the recognition.
Yep.
This is a problematic matchup if the Bohemians have time to cook. I don't think he came in here expecting to go forward with Lithuanians, but when he saw his opponent Civ, he chose the right strat, and I guess Liereyy just doesn't want to give it up yet. He doesn't know how bad it is. This is obviously a big moment, but...
Did Liereyy see that gold on the left?
Oh, wait, he's going to try... Yeah, he sees it. Can he see the latest attacking his castle? He can see all of it. Okay. So he's still going to try here? All right. Well,
They're coming out from an off angle. Okay. Sneaky attempt number 2.
Oh, I got it.
For Liereyy.
You delete your walls to let Hera in. He'll think you're coming in that way.
Yeah, and then you lose all your eco, but you still have these 6 villagers to rebuild.
Worth it. Super worth it.
Love it, dude.
Yep, there you go. Hera's like, I'm going to go kill that.
He can't resist.
And now here come the Bills from the other side.
And Liereyy gets to the castle, but no, the spearman spotted it. Will it be enough?
Click.
You gotta just
Click.
build, man. 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and it's up. Hey!
It'd be so funny if he just resigned right after completing the castle, honestly, because this is still so horrible.
22 vills. 22 vills. Hera has 23, has more vills on wood than Liereyy has in his entire economy.
This is, it kind of feels like castle into GG. The castle doesn't solve the main problem, right? The main problem is still that you don't have gold.
Yes.
This is good, though. I don't know where these came from.
He's been massing them slowly, and he's got +2 armor, so he's going to kill a few villagers from Hera. And if Hera's not careful, those could whittle away the eco lead.
Uh-oh. Oh, he deleted the walls here to sneak, and now his fish traps are exposed to make things even worse.
It's fine. He's got 3 horses in a wagon
on the
coming
way
from behind as those fish traps will go down. The latest are still here. They're problematic. Lack of monks here for Liereyy. Lack of gold income this entire time from Liereyy because Hera cut that off with the castle.
Did he forget he has that gold on the left? Because I thought that it would be tough to get the gold on the back left because Hera would notice it.
I mean, he might just assume that Hera's out there, but to not even give it a try is crazy.
Yeah, to me, I would have liked to see a second TC immediately on that gold on the left, and then you take your time trying to get to the middle. But this isn't a map. This isn't a style that I typically associate with Liereyy.
GG!
Hera responds, up 3-2 in our best of 9.
Maybe he'll just figure it out when it comes along. Anyway, here we are on Arabia, and you called it. Hera playing as the Ethiopians here, Liereyy playing as the Byzantines. Now, My first impression of this Civ matchup is that it should be a little bit favored towards the Byzantines, but maybe you have more experience?
Well, I think the big thing to say is there were mind games here. I don't think Hera was expecting Byzantines here.
Yeah.
I think he was expecting Byzantines on Fractal. And so he figured Byzantines on Fractal, here it would then be Saracens or something, or Hindustanis.
It's not a common Civ matchup that we get on Arabia.
Yeah, but Hera definitely wanted to out-archer a civilization he thought would transition into archers. Byzantines, spears, and skirms. So yeah, I think the Ethiopians have the timings, but they could fall under some real problems if they can't snowball past early Castle Age. But with the extra food and gold they get, with how fast their archers fire, with how good Hera is, I could easily see a full feudal here. Like archer opening into full heavy scout follow-up could be really strong.
Lierey's got a decent map here. My only concern is the wood. He's got one wood line in the back.
Yeah.
And then he has like that hill at the front, but the gold is relatively secure. He can kind of wall that off. The berries are kind of behind the wood line, even though they're forward-ish. The wood might be a problem, though, especially if Hera gets back there with some archers. Could do a lot of damage.
I mean, it's been really competitive. It's been back and forth, but this is Hera we're talking about. If Hera wins this game, Lierey's going to have to win 3 straight to win this final. He needs to rebound here. He needs this win.
Byzantines against Ethiopians should have a good shot.
I think so. Now, one of the best ways Byzantines can play is exactly how the Lithuanians played in the previous game. And you go forward with 3 or 4 vills and play heavy spear and skirm. That's just not a very typical Liereyy style. I think Lierey's more the defensive player. I'm curious on what Liereyy opens with. Because if you open spears and skirms from home, it's really slow. It doesn't have offensive pressure to really be able to do considerable amounts of damage. So you almost will only open skirm if you know your opponent's going to go archers. And with Hera, he can go scouts. So I think scouting's the key right now for Liereyy.
So Hera went up without Loom, and he does not have Loom queued behind, unless he's got Loom and a Villager queued. Yeah, so Villager queued after that. He loves doing this. He's also stretching out for forward buildings with 2 Villagers. So if Liereyy gets over there, there is some potential to maybe kill a Villager, maybe deny a little bit, but the scout is hanging out nearby from Hera. Don't think Lierey's going to want to.
How many times do we see this on present-day Arabia meta? The meta is so defined that the person who scouts could potentially be at a disadvantage. Because Hera's going to just be faster feudal because he greeted it out, and then he's going to be able to hit this scout. This is the second time this has happened with Hera as well.
And Lierey's going to see that feudal age come in and be like, oh my god, bro. I just took a look at the vills. You have no Loom. I went to investigate. Now your scout's here, which means you're going to be faster up. Liereyy, just not a great situation here with this scout, and Hera's just going to micro that guy down. I think Hera got 3 free hits there.
Yeah, and that's really smart from Hera. I know that people aren't going to be excited about, scouting should be valuable, blah, 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 but it's a bit of a map issue, right? And at least with these players, you kind of know how the matchup's probably going to play and what those builds are going to be. Now, did Liereyy see the range before his scout died?
Yeah.
He didn't see what the opening is.
Oh no, I would have almost just had him dive in there with the scout. Get that information before you die, but obviously he was trying to save it. Hera manages to take that out. He goes for an outpost over here, and that's funny because the Ethiopians are the ones with the free outpost, but Byzantines still have free town watch. And he'll spend a little bit of stone, a little bit of wood, and get that full vision on the open side of his map.
Well, the alternative is you try and wall all that, and if you do that, it hurts your economy so much. So it's really smart from Liereyy here. It's an uncomfortable position to fight out of, though. Hera doesn't
Loom still for Hera, right? No Loom.
No Loom.
Come on, Liereyy!
No way, dude.
With a spearman. He's blocking it. He's blocking it. There's an archer here. Will it be in time, though? Will it be in time?
Nope.
Oh, Hera saves the Vill.
But he knows it's archers.
And he queues up 3 more. Still no Loom.
Why would he need Loom? His opponent's opening skirms. You just got to be as greedy as possible, bro. Be as greedy as possible. Cut every corner you can. And he'll also see the outpost and recognize that he probably can't sneak his army there. Lierey's now in the uncomfortable position of waiting for an army that may never come. You just don't know. Hera, I think, from this position, should just fully wall and not even attack.
Yeah.
Just don't even
One range production, slowly mass up your archers, and then go up to Castle Age.
Okay, there's an army. Now would be a good time for Loom, I'd say.
I think so.
Do you think Hera realized he didn't have Loom?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
I mean, you know when that villager almost goes down to a spearman in 4 hits.
That's fair. I doubt he assumes he sent a weak
Loom's
villain.
coming in right now, probably.
Okay.
After this Ville. Trust.
There it is.
Hey!
Did they just give you a round of applause for predicting Loom?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I'm kind of a big deal around here.
Well, Loom's coming in, and Hera isn't completely walled yet. I think one of those vills is pretty weak as well. Nope, I'm wrong.
Some of those houses are pretty weak, but it's only skirms. That is quite the wall here. Lierey's going to see that, and he's going to know, okay, this guy is just interested in going up to Castle Age. However, Liereyy has decent resources himself, and he's not really overproducing these skirms either.
Like you've always said about walls, if you're going to commit to the walls, commit to the walls.
Yeah.
And the issue I have with this is this isn't enough to keep Hera safe with the greedy approach we wanted. He's got 4 villagers not working on resources. He now is going to get fletching. So I think Liereyy will see that and actually be pretty happy because the economy's just not efficient.
Lierey's tracking where the archers are, which is fine, and he's also walling up himself.
Yeah.
But he's walling up with like 1 villager. He's not having 3 villagers working at all times with his army defending behind this. Really great job. He also has a skirmisher randomly patrolling one of the gaps, right? Liereyy going to gold now, 300 food in the bank. Hera probably going to click up it slightly faster than him, but still sitting at home in his base. Lierey's not being damaged.
I mean, I know it's oftentimes how you play a map and not what the map is, and that's definitely part of it, but can we just scan Hera's map for a second? Like, now that these walls are up, he's got like back wood lines, the gold's there, he's got another gold, he's got the main stone. Like, this is a really good setup.
He knows about all that stuff back there? Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice. The only thing that could be problematic is wood because all of his wood is rangeable. But in Lierey's position, I guess he will have 2 golds. He will have 2 golds. He will have back wood lines. And I guess his stones are the ones that are going to be exposed. But
honestly,
it's not too bad.
Harris should add outposts at segments along the walls with Ethiopians.
He won't do it.
No, I know. They never do.
He won't do it.
No, I know. They never.
It bothers me. It really does. I mean, we don't see this that frequently with Byzantines.
That's great for
That's
Liereyy.
a good outpost.
Yeah.
But in the case of Ethiopians, you can still build your town centers, and you're getting crazy vision. So maybe Hera will do it. Now's not really the time. He's not expecting there to be any problems. But we'll be on our way to Castle Age.
Hera just loves keeping the archers garrison in the TC.
Yeah.
Nice safe place.
Yep, nice safe place. And yeah, this is just a pretty standard Arabia game for 2025. The maps in the past used to be a little bit crazier. Maybe we'll have a balance shakeup with a new patch coming up. And we'll
Chicken
see some
Arabia?
different units. Yeah, Chicken Arabia and lots of infantry potentially. But just not a lot of punishing aspects with hills. And the builds are just so fine-tuned, so they're going to duke it out in Castle Age.
Okay, Castle Age, 2 minutes away for Liereyy, 1 minute and 45 seconds away for Hera as fletching comes in for Liereyy. Good farming there. I don't mind, because Hera's only playing the crossbows, don't mind the fact Lierey's left the front of the TC open. Usually does bother me, though, especially against players of this caliber. Like,
yeah.
They've managed to dodge all the arrow shots and then just walk in. How many times have we seen that from Liereyy? He just walks in. He doesn't care. And yet he leaves his own TC front completely open.
Something that he is doing, which is very smart if he wants to move out, is he's fortifying up his palisades with houses behind. Palisade walls are not going to be enough.
Well, the later you go, the better this matchup gets for the Byzantines.
Absolutely.
So why not just set yourself up for the late game, right? He doesn't have enough stone for that 3rd town center, which might be an issue, but that's just one simple click. Send 1 villager to the stone, take 1 trip, and then you can make it. He made the 2 outposts, of course, earlier.
I need to know, did he see the flag on the range? And did he see the flag disappear? Okay, so that must have been from earlier.
Okay.
And so it's funny, the archers aren't in the range, but they are right behind the range. So where he's sitting is actually pretty smart for the situation.
Crossbow coming in from Hera, and then Elite Skirm and Bod can arrow, but he did think about queuing up the 2nd archer armor behind this, and he actually has enough resources to do so. So that could be pretty impressive from Liereyy. Goes for a 2nd TC, and then you have +2 armor skirms just waiting for whenever Hera arrives. And Hera adds the Siege Workshop, so he knows the skirmishers are going to be waiting there when he leaves.
I like the patience from Hera. You know you're up against skirms. 14 crossbows isn't enough to overtake even 10 skirmishers or 8 skirmishers with proper upgrades, and you obviously need siege. So he's turtling, and the eco's going to fly for him. I just
Liereyy not
wonder
complete?
if Liereyy knows.
Elite skirm? Okay, there's elite skirm.
Canceled it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he's really paranoid right now. Like, he's absolutely paranoid. He's waiting for an army to attack him, and now he sees the crossbows.
And Hera's going to see, like, Bodkin arrow, but no elite skirm, no armor, and Lierey's been in Castle Age for a while, so this might give Hera a lot of confidence to move forward. Maybe Liereyy hasn't made any extra skirmishers. He's got 12, though. He's got 12 skirms, so 6 of them are somewhere else. This could catch Hera off guard if he's just expecting it to be like these 6.
Yeah.
Where are the other ones? Oh, they're coming now. Okay.
This, with the elevation on the map, this feels like a good position for a siege workshop for both, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like right where Hera's sitting right now feels insane. Hera's siege is coming forward. He didn't have the luxury of being able to get ballistics because he's gone for the siege. But this is Liereyy we're talking about.
This is going to be a fun fight.
Yeah.
With the Mangonel involved, Lierey's micro, Hera's micro as well. Great attack round. It misses slightly, though. The Spearman does go down, but look at the splits here from Liereyy, dodging the shot from the Mangonel. He's got the +2 armor. Like, this does not benefit Hera to keep fighting this with the crossbows. He needs to get a big shot with the Mangonel. Thank you, Vodka, for the Lion update over in the corner as well. That skirmisher's having a rough day.
But, like, for anyone who's new here, this is not normal Age of Empires. You don't see...
Oh, hey! Sorry.
It's okay. Both players are now like, what just happened to me and what did I miss? They're double-checking their wood lines. They're freaking out because of the crowd. But like, Lierey's confidence against siege is ridiculous. He could lose the game because of it, but he's so good, Dave. He's so good. Look at this micro.
Oh my god, he doesn't get hit and he micros down the Mangonel. He finally gets hit by a shot, but it's an uphill shot. So maybe not as much damage as Hera would have liked. Crossbows are still alive here. Mangonel's still trying to be microed down by Liereyy. He's got 2 town centers behind this. Hera's got 3.
Now there will be siege as well for Liereyy. Neither player has ballistics. Lierey's micro is still absolutely ridiculous. He did get burnt once for playing with fire. Here he loses 2 more units, but he'll have his own siege. Also have some monks in the mix.
Has
but
Byzantine healing too.
3 TCs for Hera, just 2 TCs for Liereyy at the
So
moment.
those skirmishers are already full health. Byzantine healing is ridiculous.
Oh!
And big shot from Liereyy takes out 1 Mangonel, and a lot of crossbows go down from Hera. Another Mangonel down!
Wow, that was crazy. Hera had no clue there was siege there. And in that moment, I'm sure he looked back to add a couple farms, and by the time he looked back at his army, most of it was gone. And Dave, like, the game was just turning Hera's direction where he could go for a tech switch, but you can only go for a tech switch if you still have the crossbows. If you're only on Mangonels, your opponent's going to know you're going to switch out of crossbows.
Yeah, and this has to feel so frustrating if you're Hera. You have the counter to skirms right in front of you,
yeah.
And he keeps killing your Mangonels with his skirmishers.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I mean, both of these players could do this, but the game is designed
without ballistics.
Yeah. The way the game is designed, Hera should have won that fight and won the game already.
And Liereyy also bringing relics back, right? So that's 1 relic there. I think another one is coming in. We can see Liereyy just kind of waiting here, and then he goes for the attack round. And that is so rare to catch Hera sleeping like that. He was probably paying attention to something at home. He's going to be kicking himself for losing those Mangonels.
Yeah, well, he'll have a chance to redeem himself.
And here we go again, round 4.
Like we said, there's always a chance that this can turn around either direction. I still think if you control that middle hill, bring a Vil and build another siege workshop there.
Yeah, it could be good.
Just even like a couple random houses to block the hills. I think the control with fortifications is actually going to be key.
Resources are looking real good for Liereyy. How has he done this while microing those skirms? He's also got the relics, some of the relics in, right? The monks are still being produced. He's got 3 of them.
He's going to go fast imp here, Dave. He's going to actually click up to imp. It is cheaper with Byzantines. He hasn't gone for the 3rd town center. Maybe has waited intentionally for this. He has clicked up to the Imperial Age. If Hera doesn't find a big fight, Bracer and Chemistry will be in on skirmishers, and Hera's nowhere near the Imperial Age.
Yeah, Hera's been struggling against Bodkin skirmishers, let alone full Imperial upgrades on those things. Could be really good. It's actually stables from Hera, so maybe a switch that Liereyy isn't expecting. As Liereyy comes in to scout, Hera wants to take care of that. Liereyy just easily dodges around. He's like, mind your own business, bro.
That's so funny. I would love to see ballistics now. I think there should be a university coming up, but Liereyy is super vulnerable against Cav. And so I think...
Is he microing that one skirmisher?
Yeah, he wants to know what you're doing in here. And so here he goes. Let's see if he can find the stable. That would be crazy.
Oh, if he sees that stable, Hera wants to prevent this. He saw the stable! Yo, Liereyy!
Again, I can't help but feel like, I know they've got some noise-canceling headphones, but there's no way they don't hear the crowd roar.
You can feel the vibrations and everything of the crowd going.
So I just find it so funny that both players probably panic and look at their wood lines or something every single time.
That's part of the beauty of playing live, right?
That's the beauty of this, yeah. Now...
He's sending another skirmisher forward. He's like, I wonder if there's a second stable.
Yeah. Well, he just needs to know what the upgrades are. This is so smart, guys. This is so smart.
And he's going to see the light cav there with the armor upgrades.
Yeah. And now he should know he needs to brace himself. Against only light cav, it could actually be okay.
Oh, again, is Hera paying attention to that skirmisher at home? Liereyy takes out a mangonel, but Hera takes one back. Great micro from Hera.
There's just so much respect you have to have if you're Hera here. I don't think you're feeling like you can dive in to engage against this very second. And if you can't do it right now, it's really bad for you. The attack round lands, the light cav can't get through to the monks.
Against Bracer and Chemistry on these skirmishers, the light cav aren't going to do as well, right? And Imperial Age comes in, Hera's probably like, what?
Yeah, he needs a big Castle Age play, and he needs to make this messy. But the upgrades are coming in right now for Liereyy. He did end up getting Ballistics on the way up. I know we mentioned he didn't have it at one point. I wonder if Hera regrets making light cav. I would have preferred knights. I think he made it because he saw some monks and he didn't want to toss knights in. But Ethiopian light cav is
Castle on the hill.
Not great.
Castle on the hill. You identified this middle area as a potential castle position, right? Maybe Siege Workshops controlling everything. The skirms are going to come forward. They have Bracer now. That mangonel has a limited lifespan. And now Hera will show Liereyy the villagers here. The light cav are looping around. Can Liereyy deny this castle? Can he just dive in here and ignore the light cav and kill the villagers?
We'll see. This could be a big clear up for Hera. He does have +2 armor. That's your max armor for the age he's in. He'll dive. But Dave, I think the light cav will get the mangonels. I don't know if they'll take a ton else here. Lierey's micro is actually not fantastic. He's allowing a lot more value from the enemy units here, but he will clear it up, and Hera still isn't clicked up.
Yeah, if Hera's not up, he can just get bomber cannons to take care of that, and like, you just cleared the light cav army, so you can continue moving forward. I think there was a choice to be made there, though. Liereyy could have sacrificed his skirms to just kill all those villagers.
Yeah.
And just deny the castle completely, but he still has an army, right? Liereyy going forward with the skirmishers, and Hera actually looping around to the north side of Lierey's base, where Liereyy has good vision. He's got an outpost over on that side. He should see those coming from a long way away. Hera's left his gold completely open.
Yeah, and he's showing that he's staying in Castle Age as well by making these knights, which should make Liereyy be very patient here, I think. Not patient with this army, but patient with everything behind. You don't want another army to swoop in and kill those cannons.
This is a disaster for Hera.
It is. And Arbalest feels like the perfect switch for Liereyy if he can get it. Crossbowmen do so much more damage against the cav already. And it's just, this isn't the situation that Hera wanted to be in. Lierey's going to dive underneath the town center.
He's killing the knights. It feels like he's killing the knights for free with skirms, right? So, like, why not? Hera's going to try and wall this off. It's not going to work, and this will distract Hera so much. And in the meantime, Lierey's seen the army from Hera that's going for the counterattack. Lierey's building up his bomber cannons so he can take out that castle. Already 3 on the field with 2 more in the queue.
Yeah.
And all the knights are just busy back here with this random skirmisher army.
And look at those crossbowmen from Hera. That's the most important unit in the north of the map, getting completely cleared up.
Boy.
He won't survive with a single one. And now the army from Liereyy has to go save his castle. But when it arrives, I think Lierey's going to have an army there protecting it.
Arbalest on the way. How many times have we seen this? Liereyy in Imperial Age, bomber cannons, Arbalest, and his opponent still in castle because he caught him off guard with the timing. It's another town center there from Liereyy. The castle's going to go down from Hera, and Hera is just sitting in the castle age. The 122 villagers, 4 stable knights from the Ethiopians.
Yeah, his initial plan just wasn't good enough against Liereyy, and he's had to switch, but it's against Arbalest in 3 seconds. He'll charge up the hill. I don't even think Liereyy needs to micro
Monks
this
converting? No, just sit. Just sit. You don't even need to do anything. He realizes he's just sitting on the hill. And there we go. I think the GG flies in from Hera. This series is tied.
Let's go. crazy series, and I think some crazy mind games there involved with the draft. I do not think Hera ever expected Byzantines there. He was definitely expecting Saracens or some other like straight archer civilization.
Is this a game number 7 I see right here? Tied 3-3, Tristan. We've got Fractal, and it's Italians for Hera, Saracens for Liereyy.
Okay, so we were wondering, what civilization would Liereyy play here? Now notice that Hera's scout has stayed home.
Is he going to lame again?
He's moving forward, but Liereyy, he got lamed before. He brought in his elephant right away, and he actually moved his scout forward right away as well. So he tried to lame Hera, didn't work. Hera will come forward to try and lame him. That won't work either. There's only one elephant on the map, so you just bring it in right away. There's no real danger.
Feels like they kind of respect one another with laming the herdables under the TC too. We haven't seen a lot of that yet, whereas against other players, Hera will just spend his entire time underneath the town center. So maybe Liereyy in practice games has shown that he's able to deal with that and he doesn't panic under that sort of pressure.
Yeah, that is way easier to do on hybrid builds. And so there haven't been a ton of hybrid builds where they pull off villagers to multiple lumber camps and gold at the same time.
And there's actually more underneath the TC, so it's harder to get that damage. So 2 villagers chopping their way through for Liereyy. Hera's going to scout that, no surprise there. The starting lumber camp is more or less standard, and he attacks it. This is like you, dude. That's like you every time you play Arena. Well, just tap this wall, tap this wall, tap this wall.
It's just letting him know. It's like, hey, I'm here to fight, all right? I can't micro as well as Hera, but I'm ready to fight. Wow, Hera, this is a crazy uptime here.
Ooh, look at the timing for Liereyy sneaking that villager forward after Hera leaves with the scout. So Leary's going to be like, oh, okay, he's going for the wall. I thought it was coming forward, dude.
I liked how excited you got.
Dude, it was... I mean, he saw the scout left. If there was ever a time to send it forward, now would be the time.
It is crazy, though, how the meta on this has kind of unfolded. Because most of the games I would have seen on Fractal a year ago, you would have had players having 2 or 3 fishing ships before they click up. Just like a really slow uptime. But here, they're still chopping through as fast as they can for the most part. But man, this is fast here from Hera. So he's going to go double lumber camp. Now, this is kind of a hybrid build. It feels like he may go archers before anything else, honestly. Because I don't think he's through yet. We'll have to check the wood line. There's Liereyy. He's 10 wood away.
He's almost through. Hera's done a good job macroing that, but it looks like he's got 10 as well. So about the same time.
It's really important, though, that the dock block actually happens here for both. And that is placing your dock in the opening there. Because if you don't, and the other guy can just send like fires into your fish, you're dead. And I forget who it was, but someone actually won never doing that because the other person
assumed they had it.
You still have to do it.
Okay, villager comes out here. Optimal position to be right next to the short fish and near the deep fish as well, and I think both players are going to do that. The nice thing about Fractal is it like always spawns the same way. Which is nice variety. I've heard that argument for our other maps that all maps should spawn with equal resources, but I think it's better that we only have a couple maps like this one.
Agreed.
To mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also so unique in you're chopping through to get access to other resources. Other maps don't usually have.
You have to put in work.
To
get access to the extra relics, for example, or the outside area or the water. You actually have to put in the time and incorporate that in your build. Now Hera goes forward quite far with that archery range.
And this is where the laming underneath the TC can happen. There's very few vills underneath. There is actually the scout there.
It's an HP advantage for Liereyy too.
And Liereyy just doesn't want to fight because he's still not up yet. He did get a hit there. I don't think Hera actually did. But Liereyy can't move out to scout what Hera's doing here. I think you can assume it's archers, though, with this uptime. Because, yeah, it's most likely going to be archers. It's either that or, like, full stonewall from Hera and double dock fish boom, but...
Dude, the respect they're both giving each other there. Like, Hera knows he's waiting for feudal age, and he's trying to angle his scout in a direction that he can actually escape here.
Liereyy is guessing that this is not army. In my opinion. From the second dock edition, that tells me that he thinks this is just going to be a fishing ship game, and Hera's archers will be forward soon, but Hera's scout's
going to go down.
Hera's scout will definitely go down.
So he delayed Liereyy, from finding the archers there, and a big cheer because Hera's scout falls. There's an archer on the berries. Fortunately, Liereyy did go for the walls as well. Even though he didn't track that early, he didn't see the range, he still has defenses ready, and he's still got fish coming out from 2 docks behind. Hera only has 1 dock at the moment producing fishing ships, so advantage Liereyy for sure.
So now you have some decisions to make. Because you can make 2 fishing ships, or you can make a barracks, essentially. And then you can make another 2 fishing ships, or you can make an archery range.
I think you just market wall behind all the archers here. If you need to.
Just infinite amount of market?
Yeah, just market walls all over the place. There's a market over there. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You can sell your stone, maybe buy some food, and try and get up at a reasonable time, and then it's into the siege workshop. I don't think Hera can do enough damage to you in Feudal Age before you get to that siege workshop.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and Hera stopped committing here, didn't he? He stopped at 2 archers.
Yep.
So good call from Liereyy not to react with the barracks and a range. And he might even be able to track pretty easily that it's not going to be more archers here from Hera.
Yeah, and the fishing eco is ahead for Liereyy. Like, it's just a really good setup here for Liereyy. Hera kind of misread the amount of walls that Liereyy was going to put down and the defenses he was going to have. He went for the aggression, expecting Liereyy to play more open, I think.
And the way Leary's moving around could make Hera think that there's a building somewhere. This is the problem with not having the scout.
Look at the eco from Liereyy.
So smooth.
600 food already.
Plus with the market, this is sick.
7 fishing ships with 2 more on the way.
So, dude, like, the first time I saw Fractal competitively, people figured out the dock block pretty early, and they just never make ships.
Yep.
They'd never make ships. This tournament, I've actually seen War Galley upgrade and Bod Canero and War Galleys.
You have to. It was proven on that Hart Viper set. When Hart lost the dock, he completely crumbled because he did not expect Viper to invest in the War Galley, and then suddenly Viper was there with all those ships.
Okay, so what if you just stay walled, you don't make a barracks at all, and you just go War Galley and just push the fish? Is that good? Does it take too long?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
If you can go like Siege Workshop defense as well.
Yes.
The problem is if Hera is going to get up to Castle Age and go Siege Monk, or if Hera is going to go like Castle forward, then you have a problem, right? Because you're fully invested on water.
Key point on that, though, I think you need at least 2 fires. And the struggle is you're going to have to delete your own dock to get through. But I think with 2 fires, you can at least take down the dock. The galleys won't take it down as quickly. You just need some range to hit repair builds on the other side.
Yep.
But yeah, Liereyy with an interesting approach here.
These galleys also might be just a defensive force, but he queues up a second one from the dock behind that. So this is definitely him considering whether he wants to delete that dock and go forward.
Yeah.
And if once you delete that dock, you better have a villager there at all times, because if you lose the naval battle, that navy from Hera is coming right back across.
Yes, exactly. And Hera will add a fire. There's a market for him. He will click up without having to use that. And he could get back to making some archers here. He still has the range. Hera, is he massing navy out of 2 docks now?
He's massing some. I think he kind of suspects there might be something. 1 galley coming out, 1 fire galley coming out. If he has like read that Lierey's going to pressure in with galleys immediately in Castle Age, that's an incredible call out from Hera.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been at Lierey's base in a while, but even still, Liereyy would probably try and build behind. Also, if I recognize that trend, you recognize the trend, they've got to recognize that potential as well, right?
Yep.
So I think it does feel pretty reasonable here when there's very little damage that can be done on land.
Siege Workshop forward, he sees where the archers are.
Yeah.
There's really no threat with that, right? Fletching's not even in with those. It just came in now. So there's probably not going to be any more follow-up archers, and that Siege Workshop forward is nice. So if Hera wants to come forward with a Siege Workshop of his own or a castle, probably not going to happen. Hera's resources looking pretty good as he's on the way up. Is this like this can't be like a fast imp play.
It happens all the time on this map.
You're just loaded with res?
Because of the fish.
Yeah.
And if you lose the fish, because your opponent deletes their own dock and just opens the floodgates with crazy navy, the whole plan is dead.
Here it comes. I mean, Hera's going to have 3 fire galleys there. Does he have a villager nearby to repair that? Probably not.
Yeah.
And they will die to the war galleys as well. So Lierey's going to maybe catch him a little off guard. Hera still will have defensive forces. He sees the Siege Workshop. He has to go for one of his own. He also goes for a monastery. And the resources to go Imperial Age are there for Hera, but he needs to get War Galley, which is going to take a few of those res away.
And the dock behind, That doesn't block it anymore, so ships can still pass through. Scout went down there from Liereyy, our second kill of the game. He also drops a second TC, but critically, no Bodkin arrow. He needs Bodkin for those war galleys. Without Bodkin arrow, the fire ships for Hera that will soon be upgraded will be a bit stronger.
30 seconds away, Bodkin arrow, and that dock isn't even going to last 30 seconds. Second town center as well from Liereyy. A little bit further forward, Hera's still thinking Imperial Age here. He's still thinking Imperial Age. That might catch Liereyy off guard, but he has to defend his fish. Now Hera also, I believe, has some monks coming out, so might send the monks to the north to convert the fires.
Like, fast imp into what, though?
I don't know.
Fast imp into what? You make it to imp, you might have nothing here if Liereyy continues to pressure. That's a nice demo, actually. That's a huge demo on the ship you're really going to be worried about. Honestly, I think Liereyy needs some patience in this.
Yeah, just kill the dock.
Yeah, don't dive in.
Yep.
Just slowly keep doing what you're doing, because the reward is 20 tiles beyond this dock.
Man, Imp on the way for one, Horsecaller on the way for the other. So the differing priorities here between Hera and Liereyy. As a demo comes out, that's a good one as well. And Lierey's still trying to pressure this dock area. He's also got the Mangonel working away. The question is, what does Hera do in Imperial Age? You asked it before. I still don't have an answer.
He's doing something Tato told me more players need to do, and try and demo in these situations on galleys. No one seems to be adding the demos in these situations. We could have a really big demo on our hands. Liereyy needs to back away, and he sees it, and Hera, man. Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay.
You really have to time the demo approach because the war galleys take so long to reload.
Yeah.
So if you time it perfectly on the ungarrison, you can actually hit them, I think, from that distance.
I mean, this is crazy, dude. Props to Hera. He's imping, and he still hasn't lost everything. He's done a really nice job. Imperial Age could make a difference eventually, but the eco he has will not be anything compared to Liereyy. Liereyy, when it's 3-3, has his safe fishing eco behind.
2 TCs.
And he's in the back here. Yeah, and he's on 2 town centers.
Yep. And there goes the food eco from Hera. There goes all of the food eco from Hera. It's going to be a fast imp monk play from Hera. Unfortunately, there's a town center at the front of Lierey's base, which kind of protects that area, right? So Hera's going to need to go chemistry. Takes a long time.
Liereyy cannot allow the fires to pass through. I started to freak out. I think Hera, if he has an opportunity, will loop through that little choke and get to the fish, and then that just equalizes the game. But redemption from Hera, he's going to be an imp. He'll have 2 monks, bro.
Yeah.
2 monks.
He might also feel the need to go fast fire or something to get some value out of that. But you look at his food eco. He's got 3 on food right now, Tristan. It's not there. It's not there anymore. And he's kicked off the gold at the front. Even one of the villagers getting converted. Liereyy should just delete that or something. He's going for a castle to defend himself. This is a really good position for Liereyy.
Yeah, it's an amazing position. Honestly, imp for him.
No, he switched from the villager to the Mangonel.
Oh!
No, he switched. Get it with the ram. Get it with the ram, Liereyy. Get it with the ram. He's running with the monk.
Ram kind of saves the day because the castle should still go up. That could have been horrible, horrible, horrible.
The Ram's coming in. The Ram's coming in, and the Navy is fully cleared. So now Liereyy controls that entire woodline area from Hera. Might want to even think about deleting some of those war galleys later on in the game, but right now it's not a big issue.
And Liereyy, I think, is thinking about light cav at the moment. He knows it's going to be low eco, monk play from Hera, and light cav would be the best answer.
Look at Hera's eco.
It's so bad.
As men
what
would say,
eco?
0, 0, 0, 0. Completely balanced.
I mean, he only needed stone for the castle. He gets that. He only needs gold for monks. He will need some wood for trebs. I actually think, and it feels very weird to justify in this position, but if Liereyy stays Castle Age, goes 3 stable light cav, he wins the game.
Imperial Age for Liereyy.
No, I meant... guys, calm down. Guys, why are you laughing?
But what if?
I know, Jeez, you guys are the worst. I'm not saying that it wasn't going to go imp. I'm just saying that imp feels natural.
Okay.
But if you sink the resources in Castle Age, you just straight up win.
Wow.
You're the worst.
I know.
You're the absolute worst.
I suck, dude. What value for Hera converting houses over on the other side? Liereyy might get housed in 10 or 15 minutes from now. Devotion is on the way in for Liereyy, so he wants to keep his houses around for like a little bit longer. And the archer ranges are going up from him. It's a really good position for Liereyy because the first treb is just now on the way from Hera. Yeah.
Now crossbow's an interesting choice here. The monks there need to be careful.
He doesn't have redemption, right?
No, and I think, if anything, he's probably thinking about atonement to convert the enemy monks.
Yeah.
Hera's first treb's about to unpack.
Like, it's only 4 monks for Hera. It's only 4 monks.
Exactly.
And he's still got 3 on food.
But when you go imp, like, you sink basically 2k res into the upgrade.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, will there be a benefit to that? I guess it's going to be Bracer.
This is a crazy position for Liereyy to be in. He's got, it feels like such an advantage in this game. Hera is really going to have to take something out early from Liereyy, like this castle maybe. Pressure this area. Liereyy can keep buying stone. But the crossbows are being masked up behind his 4 range crossbows.
Yeah, but remember, like, Hera only has that much army, but of the 19 military that Liereyy has, how much of that's on water? That's 11 and that's on water, right?
But the 4 range crossbows.
Yeah, and that's massing.
And he's queuing up as many crossbows as Hera has monks right now.
Yep.
This is a really good situation, and if Hera keeps wasting conversions on villagers, like, Liereyy could just dive on those monks.
Hera doesn't know that's what the play is going to be.
No, it does. Has he not seen the archer rank? He saw 2 of them. Okay.
Honestly, what can he do about it, though?
He can't do anything.
Yeah, you just have to keep going for monks. Liereyy needs benefit from imp. We have yet to see it. He doesn't have a Treb in queue. He needs the Bracer upgrade. He's under a lot of pressure here. Oh, Hera needs to be careful, though. Hera, do you really want to be there? Lierey's about to hop out. Hello.
Liereyy says hello. Hera says goodbye.
Oh, God,
Mangonel goes down. Mangonel goes down. The monks are out of position, and Liereyy, for whatever reason, goes back in the TC when he could have just charged out.
I think so, yeah.
And taken all those monks, but it's fine. The monks need to retreat without the siege. The castle did go down from Liereyy, so maybe he was distracted on this side as the Trebs move forward, but Hera still 3 on food right now. He's got 6 monks in the field and 4 Trebs, and that's it.
Don't need food for monks. Don't need food for Trebs. Just need food for villagers, and even that, I think he has a better chance of converting than making. That Mangonel gets deleted.
Oh, nice delete, nice delete. Did a little bit of damage to those Trebs. Lierey's going to abandon this TC. He's cut through, so he can always go to the other side. Hera just checking that area as well, and Liereyy is taking gold behind this. 66 eco for Liereyy, 41 eco for Hera. Liereyy is being very patient with his crossbow mass.
He has Devotion, which is an important tech.
He has Bracer.
And he has Bracer. I don't
Doesn't
think you
need
need
the armor.
Yeah, and I don't think we need Arbalest.
Yeah, he just needs numbers right now. 21, and converting the houses is paying off now because Liereyy is housed at 105.
Conversions are insane though, right? If it's 20 crossbows and he has 10 monks and he converts half the army, he wins the fight. So this is extremely dangerous.
He has to wait until he has enough. It's 11 monks from Hera.
And his buildings are going to start going down.
Yep.
And on this map, if we could just quickly see the fog of war, like he's scattering to the back. This isn't like a long-term plan for Liereyy. You find that stuff just on the fringes of your scouting. So this is way more pressure than it feels like based on the population.
Hear me out, Tristan. Transport ship, get some crossbows to the back of Hera's eco.
What eco?
I'm cooking, dude.
But, I mean, he can never go like that.
Look at where he's sneaking. He's sneaking out that way. I don't know if the Trebs saw him or not. They have a really long line of sight. Doesn't look like they did. I think Liereyy just went along the edge, and he's bringing his crossbows around, maybe towards that gold, maybe towards the wood, maybe just behind the monks. Hera is going to get further and further away from safety with this mass, and Liereyy has just been so patient. He's trying to save the crossbows, doesn't want them to be converted here. Thumbring is on the way. He still has that army in the back, pulling Hera in as Hera
delete the monks.
Goes to convert more monks from Liereyy. You got to delete him. He does. Villagers coming in.
Honestly,
that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, rush with Vills. Rush with Vills, and then patrol your army in. That's 3 or 4 conversions. Hera
Here come the crossbows from the north. Here come the crossbows from the north as well.
Oh man, the Trebs are exposed. The Trebs are going down. Hera's monks are disappearing. He only has 11.
So many crossbows for Liereyy, so many crossbows, but it's worth losing those Vills. The crossbows are coming in. They're trying to take care of the monks. He can't take care of the Trebs. He needs to get rid of the monks. As Genoese crossbow are being added from Hera, but no upgrades.
Yeah, no upgrades. That was a great hold from Liereyy. It got so stressful.
So patient.
But he was patient.
Yeah,
dude, he was patient. He waited till he had the numbers.
Oh, does he snipe this?
He should get one if he's microing, but he's busy.
Got Thumbring. He's got Thumbring. They fire fast. The monks are going down on that side. He's got ballistics as well. Hera with some great monk micro hopping in and outside of that castle. Hera somehow has managed to keep the villager production up to some degree. So he's up to 48, but look at Lierey's side. He's got 56 vills plus the 9 fishing ships.
And these crossbowmen will break through buildings very quickly, and Liereyy can now actually consider a tech switch by balancing his eco a bit more.
Second town center for Hera. Lierey's making his second because he's already lost 2. And chemistry is on the way.
Yeah, Hera wanted bombard cannon.
Ooh, there's a hole there.
With these monks.
Don't get trapped in here, Liereyy. Don't get trapped in here, Liereyy. Don't get trapped.
He
is Saracens, I guess.
He says, trap me with what? Monks?
He is Saracens. He is Saracens. Those houses are going to go down pretty quick.
He doesn't care, dude. I love this. He like, how many times do we see people against Hera during this crazy run be scared?
Yeah.
Right? But no, he sees the situation for what it is, and he understands that he could take these trades.
And the crossbows are coming in from that side, so Hera is busy microing over there. Lierey's going to get through the house with Saracen archers. He's going to go in towards the back, and it is very exposed. That tower's not going to do too much. Liereyy is all over Hera right now. The push is dead from Hera. Now he needs to defend.
He shouldn't care about a tower.
No.
It's a regular little flat,
Saracen
crappy
crossbows.
feudal age tower. Just kill the tower. The tower will go down.
You're on a hill.
It's complete desperation from Hera, and he just doesn't have an army anymore. He wasn't able to keep his fish alive.
Yep.
When he was an imp, he could only make the monks.
He's on the run.
He does have the traps, but he can't do anything to support them.
He's on the run. He's behind in this game, and he might be behind in the series with Liereyy potentially having only one more win to win the tournament.
This should be the game. We'll see. Hera will get some conversions here, but I think when the monks go down, Hera won't be able to make many more.
Just target the monks.
Yeah.
Don't bother with the genbos. He's going to dance with those. Just target the monks. Just target the monks. They're falling one by one. There's only 3 left. There's only 2 left. There's only 1 left. And the genbos are going to die soon as more crossbows come out from Liereyy. Bombard cannons in the queue as well. Full control over the middle of the map, and Hera needs to stretch out for the gold at the front
Hera's
of
got
his
no
base.
eco. He's got no eco. Lierey's got farms, and this, as I said before, is a good moment for Liereyy to just feel that control again. Feel that control. This would be the second win straight again, and he should have this game. I think the only way Hera could turn it around is with cannons, but like, you need a lot of bombard cannons. And then your opponent just has their own bombard cannons. 9 on food, 16 on gold, 13 on wood, and it's like 25, 25, 25 for Liereyy with his resources.
What a game. What a game here
What a
from
great
Liereyy.
strategy, dude.
Yes, to prioritize the water, and then you take Hera completely out of the game, and that's another 4 dead monks.
And also just think back, like keeping the feudal scout alive. Hera was not expecting this. We've not seen anyone open just with straight navy in this map before. It's always been a mix.
Even the Trebs he's taking out. Goodbye, Treb. Bombard cannon from the south as well. Goodbye, Treb. There's 1 Treb remaining there. GG from Hera. Lierey's up 4-3.
Crazy. Can this be the moment that Hera's dominant reign ends for once? Liereyy needs 1 win of the next 2, and he is our champion here at the Garrison. What a final.
Oh, the crowd's going nuts for Liereyy out there. And Hera, still some questions in the draft with just 2 maps remaining, right? Liereyy needs only 1 more win. We're still wondering about Golden Stream. Pay attention to something like that, but that's the type of pressure he has approaching this game, and it isn't closed. So if Hera wins here, we're gonna have the Golden Stream question answered in game number 9. We've got Liereyy playing Hindustanis, Hera playing Chinese.
Can we click that elephant near Lierey's TC, please? He misclicked the elephant. That is extremely weak. I'm hoping he recognizes that. He shot it twice.
Yep.
I'm assuming it was intentional, but I just want to point that out.
I mean, maybe it was within range, right? He's sending the villager out for it. Okay. He's bringing it in.
All part of the plan.
All part of the plan. That's actually kind of cool. I've never seen someone do that before, you know?
So the reason we think Chinese are so dominant on this map is because of that food. It's so easy to get your TCs running, and that's the toughest part about the Chinese start, but it's just super easy Dark Age.
Ooh.
Hera should maintain his Vil lead.
Hera getting omega trolled by a deer right now.
Is it stuck on the wood line?
Yeah, it's stuck on the wood line for Hera.
Yeah, it'll stay stuck on the wood line until he shoots it. Yep.
He's like, what do I do?
He should build a diagonal palisade
It'll come
gate.
back, and then he shoot it with a villager.
Build a diagonal palisade gate on
true.
like 1 HP, and then it'll path underneath the TC.
True. Liereyy not having problems. Hera's just going out to the other deer. Let's see how he manages that deer.
And he's just going to let it go.
It's roaming back. He's still not done the elephant, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but that can be frustrating, especially when you're behind in a set and you want this game to be perfect. You've got Chinese, you feel like you've got the best civ on this map.
I can agree. I think this is a map similar to Arabia, though, where both players know their openings. So I really don't think that wasting a little bit more time here on the deer is a big deal. But the reason Hindustanis are good, because we talked about the Chinese eco, which is just busted in my opinion, is the Hindustani late game is also considered busted. If you can get there, their 9-range hand cannons, their Imperial Camels is one of the best in the game. So that's the goal here for Liereyy. You have to apply considerable pressure to Chinese so they don't get a big lead on you, but at the same time, you're kind of happy if it goes late.
Yeah, if you get there. Hera pushing another deer into the wood line.
Please don't hug the wood line.
Oh, he did it again. The angle was just off, dude, and he realizes what's happening. He's going to push it back away from the wood line.
It'll hug the wood line. Oh,
there we go. Okay. That was good.
Whew.
He did. He committed.
Can people tell that I get annoyed for the player in those moments?
Oh, everyone who's ever pushed a deer in the most recent patch can feel that.
Okay.
As soon as it touches a tree, it loses its mind.
Yeah. Let's look at the gold positions here. Every time we watching close, the gold positions are so interesting. You can't wall on the rock terrain.
Lierey's is so far forward,
and that's not really great for Hera either.
No, but Lierey's got one in the back, kind of. Hera's second one is a little further away. That one's actually really nice.
I think in this case, Liereyy would have scouted the other option too.
Yeah. Because
he had a scout over that direction.
What's the line of sight on Lierey's, or sorry, Fog of War for Liereyy? Does he see the second gold? That's the only one he sees. Doesn't even see this one. Okay. So we're going to the safe one.
Yeah, which makes sense. It is still not safe, though.
Yeah, it's very far away.
But look at the res collected, everybody. It's already ahead for the Chinese. That will continue to climb. Techs are cheaper, plus you have the extra vills, plus you have a very diverse tech tree. Hard to stop this civ.
Yeah, 300 res collected ahead already, as Liereyy will drop the stable. Hera's here perfectly on time. He's threatening to attack the villager. Liereyy not biting. And Liereyy also here with the scouts. So he spots the stable opening from Hera. No surprises for either player. It's usually stable opening with these civs.
Does Hera know about his gold? Does Liereyy know about it?
Hera's seen 2 tiles of that gold, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, he will know that that's probably the main gold. Liereyy will know, and while it is on the backside, depending on what side it's attacked, that is not an easy gold to lock down for Hera.
And he hasn't found his other option, which is weird. It's like 1 tile away from Liereyy seeing his main gold.
Yeah.
Or main in quotation marks. Ooh, that's unusual.
It's so fun. It is a bit unusual, but at the same time, those are our expectations. The crowd goes, oh, when one spearman hits. That's the level we're talking about right here.
Yep. Hera coming back with a wounded scout, so he's running away from that. Liereyy does not have the HP to take this 2v2, but he does have a spearman there. And the wounded scout for Hera is actually nice, because that levels the playing field a little bit. Liereyy isn't going to get pushed off. And it's funny, we talk about like half HP on a scout. At this level, that means so much.
Yep. Oh, spears. Advancing forward. And I really like this if you're Hera. It's not about killing vills as much as just keeping the opponent at home for a little bit longer. They'll match your spear number, but this just gives Hera more time to cook with a better eco.
The range is already up from Liereyy. There is no range from Hera. He has the wood if he wants to go for one, but he's just adding farms.
Can we see Hera's Fog of War again? Because he might assume that this is the gold that Liereyy will take. He does know about the other one.
He does see the other one, yeah.
But the positioning of the range is pretty crazy, right? You would think it'd be on the front. It's on the back. So if Liereyy can get some archers in the mix and Hera's not expecting it, could be huge.
I mean, Hera still hasn't gone for an archer range. He's just adding farms.
Yeah, farms, scouts, and more farms. I mean, that's what Hera loves to do. That's what the Chinese love to do. Hera is adding farms with that horse collar, which I think was doable here, but he is Chinese anyways. No real complaints.
It'll last a little bit longer. Archer, only one of them for Liereyy. He didn't have that much gold, right? He's trying to get the gold so he can mass up archers, and Hera sees the archer. He's got more scouts than Liereyy, but there's still spearmen there, and he doesn't want to give away his spearmen for free. 6 scouts for Hera. Does he just continue with scout production and not even bother with the range?
I think you can do both. I think we'll see the range now in response, but look at his food. I mean, he can also produce, and misstep there. I think we might have seen Liereyy misclicking his control groups.
Yeah, that's good. That's good value with that spearman.
Yeah.
Really, really strong value. He takes a scout from Hera, he weakens another one. Also got bopped a little bit on the other side, but it's 2 scouts, 2 archers in the queue for Liereyy, and the range is just now going down.
The archers got to move. They've got to move forward at this point for Liereyy because the spearmen are just right there, right? So Hera can't really be anywhere near here until he has skirmishers, and his range was delayed. So those archers and spears probably need to move forward together, and well played from Liereyy. He has enough scouts to chase down Hera's scouts, so he doesn't actually need the spearmen to go home anymore. They can all advance forward.
Man, do you feel it?
I feel the
it's
pressure.
Tense.
No, I can't. You have a smile on your face. I don't even know how.
This is tense, man. Like we've only had 1 kill for each. As Hera has a lot of food in the bank. Those early farms benefiting him now. He's going out to the gold.
By the way,
he thinks about some skirmishers, some archers, maybe going to Castle Age.
I have never seen a full feudal energy start like this one. This is what I'm getting now with the moment, with the matchup. With the momentum that Liereyy needs right now, with the stakes, we have bloodlines on the way. We'll probably see a blacksmith for upgrades as well. He will have very strong scout numbers. A lot of Hera's scouts are weak right now.
If Hera tries to go up to Castle Age right now, he could get severely punished. That is a lot of res to take away. Doesn't have the gold yet, doesn't have the food yet, and he needs to keep up production, but he's caught in the middle.
Yep.
He doesn't know whether he should.
If Liereyy goes armor and more scouts, the tower on the gold might not be enough, but it's perfectly timed.
There's 5
for now.
spearmen there.
Yeah,
so
true.
You got to be careful with the tower there to take care of the archers, then the spearmen underneath. Hera also going forward with the scouts. Lierey's going to track that, and Lierey's still open at the TC. He's tracking this, though. He's tracking this.
Liereyy forgot about that. He loses the scout, and Hera all of a sudden towers up, chilling at home. The 3 skirms in the range are enough to scare Liereyy off, and Liereyy doesn't feel like he can do any damage. He'll have to go home with his bloodline scouts. This is a great sign for Hera.
Pretty good resources in the bank from Liereyy as well, though.
Yeah.
Always manages somehow. I looked at his eco 2 minutes ago, and it was under 100 on everything. Now he's sitting with 350, 135 gold. He still has a stone if he wants to make a market and sell it. And obviously, he's still got a decent amount of army on the field, but Castle Age is on the way here for Hera.
What is he doing? He's got 3 vills that were moving near his army here in the south, Vodka.
No, they went back inside.
They went back inside. He was definitely considering like a tower or something.
I think it might have just been villagers running from the berries.
Well, Bloodlines just slowed the Castle Age time down, right?
Yep.
That's all it did. It didn't accomplish anything with the fights. And also, he didn't take a house down. He didn't like make Hera make any tough decisions at all. Hera's loving this. This is great. This is exactly what you want as the Chinese.
Hera doing a good job with his spearmen too. He's spread them out. He's getting extra scouting information.
It's really nice.
So you can find extra res. It also boosts your score, and it's a little intimidating for Liereyy if he sees a score like that.
Well, yeah, because in the back of your mind, you're just thinking Chinese.
Is he adding army? Is his eco that far ahead of me? Like, what's happening? Great macro for Liereyy as well behind that production to be in a position to even click up at this point. He goes for the blacksmith as well. Already has both of his buildings, so it isn't going to delay him a lot as he now takes out the houses from Hera on this side. That's decent value.
Yeah, you got to do something. But it does feel like the last 2 minutes, Lierey's army has just kind of wandered home, didn't kill the scout, and now has wandered back to where they were in the first place.
How many archers does he have in that range?
Quick math.
That's 7.
Okay.
He's been keeping them hidden. So Hera only sees these archers, and he sees 1 flag on the range. So he might assume, like, Lierey's not producing archers. He's going to tech into something else in Castle Age, and then Liereyy can catch him off guard with that number.
Hera will go light cav. Scouts are coming home for Liereyy. Funny detail, though, if you get light cav, your light cav becomes slightly slower than the scouts. So it actually becomes easier. Oh, wow, there was some damage control there for Liereyy.
Nice.
But it actually becomes easier for Liereyy to chase those down in a second. And Hera had to build the tower, so we could never build the second TC. And just
going for a monastery.
Just light cav.
And he still doesn't know how many archers are in that range. He has no idea. It could be 1. It could be 10.
I don't think he recognized the HP difference there, too.
Nope.
That's a fair point, though. Hera's probably assuming that's like 1 archer.
1 archer.
And
because,
then he gave up.
yeah, why wouldn't Liereyy show those earlier? And Liereyy is not going to eject those until he's ready. And he might even come around for a counterattack once he knows the position of the scouts.
Hera's just about to drop a TC somewhere. You obviously want it on gold, but where he's built up his buildings around the gold, it's not very easy to. He might go to another area. Okay, so it's someone on screen.
Okay.
And the spears are just missing. The scouts are there. Hera starts to convert. He will get into that tower. Very well played. But he needs to be careful here. This army will be upgraded soon. The archers could be coming across the map now for Liereyy. I'd like for them to come to the south. I know it feels natural to go to the north, but the south, it feels easier to group up with your current army.
Yeah. Let's see where he goes. He's going to the south, I think. The archers are on their way. This really might catch Hera by surprise, the sheer amount of crossbows that Liereyy is going to have, because he was tracking for so long and all he saw was one flag on that range. He didn't see any archers on the outside. 2 extra town centers for Liereyy. Hera had to buy the stone for that. Liereyy kept his stone from before.
I think Liereyy might not feel super comfortable moving out at the moment. Army's a long way away. It's not really a good map for foot archers, is it? Right? Because it's such long distances.
Hera still hasn't seen that Liereyy got the crossbow upgrade. He sees a camel now.
Interesting. Look at those 2 knights stacked on top of each other.
He's about to find out right now that crossbow is here. Liereyy with the crossbows cutting off these knights. The camel's going to chase it away, so no early damage here from Hera. Still has the res collected lead because of Chinese, but Leary's going to catch up on the villager count.
Is this greedy from Hera, or is this just playing the Chinese to their potential?
I think this is just playing the Chinese.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe some uncertainty on what army to make, but 2 knights, 3 monks, 3 skirms, 4 light cap, 5 spears. He hasn't committed to one specific
light cap coming over towards, oh, the camel came out at the perfect time there. The perfect time as Liereyy wants to go for that TC and the monastery. Lierey's army suddenly arrives, and it's a lot more crossbows than Hera was expecting.
What is Hera committing to? What is his army choice right now? There seems to be some confusion.
There's a lot of floating food there, too.
Tons of res.
Tons of res. This is so not typical for Hera.
I don't think he's really certain. He certainly wasn't expecting that many crossbows, so he never committed to the skirms. He only has 3 inside that building. And nice job from Hera to counterattack with some armies.
Scorpions in the queue from Hera.
I mean, Scorpion defense can work pretty well in combination with some knights and monks, maybe.
I just love to see him use that food somehow.
Yeah.
He's been floating food. He got the farm set up early. Lierey's taking out the farms, which is great value. I know Hera, I wanted him to shift off of food, but taking those out, really, really nice with the crossbows. You shouldn't move them. You should just hold that position, and the range also goes down.
Hera's wood count is going to fly here because on this map, all those new vills, they can't go anywhere else. They go to wood.
And they can't make farms there either because Lierey's cutting it off. So Hera's got 650 wood. Maybe he just puts it into more TCs. Maybe he starts selling at the market. Lierey's just sitting here at the front side of Hera's base as Hera is still counterattacking with these spears. But Lierey's got the better army at the moment.
Yeah, Liereyy has to back away, though. The Scorpions are a problem.
He's going to shift it onto the scouts and get those conversions. He doesn't. Hera misclicking a little bit there and loses the monk because of it.
I love this from Liereyy. He's backing away now, but at least the aggressiveness to go in there pays off. And those spearmen got some value. They'll probably go down. And what did we say, right? Like, the Chinese have the potential to get a really big lead, but if the game goes on very long, it does start to look a little bit better for the Hindustanis.
Suddenly, all that food that Hera was floating, he's back down to 16 on food because Liereyy took off the farms at the front side. Lierey's getting his eco set up behind this.
Sick.
Brilliant farming eco from him. Just 22 farms even in that area. And he can make a switch now. If Hera's going to go like Scorpion and Knight, he can make a switch back into Camels now.
The problem is Camels don't do well against Scorpions. Camels aren't Knights. You can't make Knights. I think you might need a forward siege workshop here.
Well, the mobility of the Camels can run circles around the Scorpions. Unless Hera's just going to keep them at home, I think.
Yeah. Well, with the recent balance change, right? Ballistics makes Scorpions insane in these situations. So I'm kind of concerned here for Liereyy, at least with this push through here. Hera's done enough.
Oh, Lierey's eco is about to fly. Handcart coming in.
Wow. Well, I haven't seen it enough, honestly. I think if you're going to take the engagement with the Camels alone, you need to have +2.
I think you need way more Scorpions than that. If you're going to fight this army of Camels, you need way more Scorpions than that. Or you need the Knights in front distracting.
I'm not convinced. I think the Camels will get completely shreked.
Okay.
And always the threat of a conversion or two. Wow, what an eco for Hera. Yeah, he's unsure if he can engage on that. This is where you need Siege, but Siege is slow. And it's kind of a problem of the map. So Hera going up to TC number 4. Do or die for him. And Liereyy maybe trying to bait these Scorpions forward? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah. He's trying to pull them out of position, but the problem is the Knights, right? If the Knights separate from this army, and the monks are behind protecting the scorpions from being surrounded by the camels, the knights can go to your eco.
Yeah. Yeah, Hera, interestingly enough, still moving forward. It almost feels like he wants that relic, and then he'll back away. Because if you go too far, you can't flee. And the Scorpion just commands so much more respect now that Ballistics applies to them. It's crazy. That's a massive army. Hera would have no business taking that fight if not for those Scorpions.
4th TC for Liereyy. 4 TCs already on the map for Hera. So Hera's at 82 Vils with handcart. Lierey's at 76 with handcart, so he's not too far behind. Mangonel now coming out, and Hera has to respect that Siege Workshop, I think, because he doesn't know when the Mangonel is going to appear or if there already is one.
I mean, you would think.
If Liereyy pops out and gets 3 of these Scorpions with a Mangonel, that's worth it.
Yeah, it is.
And at this point, Hera can't dodge that if he's just stacked up like that.
I mean, Hera's eco is flying, dude. He's got 3 relics. I think there's more on the way back. This is next to the main gold that Lierey's taking. The Mangonel will eject. It fires, and it takes 2 Scorpions.
That's big. Yeah, that's big. And now it's only 3 Scorps. It's...
Now Hera, I think, needs to think twice about this engagement.
Yeah, and the light cap from Liereyy looping around the side to get the monk. That is so slick from Liereyy. Didn't even know he had those.
He should keep moving. He should keep moving, because if he keeps moving, there will be more monks. The light cap will go in. The crossbows weren't with the camels right away.
Bye-bye Scorpions.
Oh, man. These are Hindustani camels. They attack faster, but is Hera's armor and his eco enough here? That's a lot of weak camels in the group. Scorpions are getting picked off.
Hera's going to lose a lot of this army, and he's thinking Imperial Age. He's thinking Imperial Age, but he just queued up 6 more Scorpions.
Yeah.
So there goes all of his gold.
I think it's a good play, though. I think if the opponent doesn't get knights, I think it's a really good play. It's also like it's mindless in that you just patrol them and you can look back at your eco. And what can Liereyy do? Well, he could do this. Hera doesn't have enough support for his Scorpions here. 4
relics, by the way, for Hera. So he's done a wonderful job on that front, grabbing the relics. He got all of them from the north. He's trying to get these ones as well.
Oh, man.
Scorpions going down. Man. Scorpions going down. The crossbows are behind. Hera finally clicks up to Imp.
Where's the supports? Where's the support? They are just trickling in mindlessly, and it's expensive losses for Hera. He's now on the way to Imp, and he'll need to defend a pretty important area of his eco, right beyond that starting TC.
Score switch for Liereyy. Score switching back and forth between Hera and Liereyy here. Game number 8. Hera needs to win this. This was his home map. Chinese, one of the best civilizations. Lierey's putting on the pressure, but Liereyy is just making more vills, making more camels. He's not thinking Imperial Age just yet.
Dave, the second those crossbows go down, it looks like a pretty small army for Liereyy, doesn't it? Like, those crossbows are
And they're a couple
so
Scorpion
weak.
shots away from being dead.
+2 armor on the way for Liereyy.
Is this the new meta? We had Cav Archers, now we just have Scorpions with every civ. I guess Rocketry applies to heavy Scorpions for
really
Chinese.
Strong. There's a reason a lot of people were surprised when the change was added. I would love to. I wonder if he's actually going to get Rocketry.
Oh yeah, if he has this many Scorpions. I think Hera is under the opinion that the Scorpions from the Chinese are just going to do really well against Hindustanis.
Yeah. They can't make knights. Scorpions are on the front, though. Hera's not exactly getting a conversion either. The crossbows are still in the mix. Is this good enough?
Scorpions again.
I think there's enough. There's just enough meat to the fight there for Hera to win it. And also, Liereyy engaged just before +2. I'm not sure +2 armor necessarily makes a difference, but Hera defends. Hera's 40 seconds away from Imp.
The crossbows from Liereyy still alive somehow. Like 1 Scorpion hit away from half that army going down, and Liereyy just keeps them consistently out of range. 50 on food right now for Liereyy, but he hasn't clicked up to Imperial Age. He's massing more camels. Hera is almost there. The question is, what will Hera do in Imp? Is it going to be the heavy Scorpion approach? Is it going to be Rocketry? Is that what he's come up with to deal with the Hindustanis?
I think heavy Scorpion resources are there. He'll probably opt for the Cav upgrades first. But you need wood and you need food to get heavy Scorp.
Yep.
So that's there. So why not?
How on earth is he 6k res collected ahead? Lierey's had an insane eco as well.
Yeah, Chinese are just insane. Hera obviously in combination with that. But he's played towards eco this whole game. He's not been very aggressive. The second he got to Castle Age, he just boomed.
Yep.
Boomed and defended. And now Cavalier's going to be in. Cavalier with these upgrades could maybe even fight off the camels.
So I think Lierey's first castle is going to have to go north. like where Hera's castle is going right there, so maybe not. But there's some golds and some stones up there that he needs to protect. The ones to the south are further, so that's a good castle there from Liereyy. Hera might not expect this, but the knights are shifting over, and Lierey's going to need some camels, maybe some quick walls here too. He sees the camels coming in. He might just wall this off. That's a house, that's a palisade. There's a lot of cavalry coming this way, though, and Hera moves his castle a little bit further back.
That's so good, though. He will have a treb coming from the castle he already built. That will be targeted immediately on the castle. And yeah, the camels are on the way back. They're on the way, but still 2 minutes away from Imp.
Yep.
Here for Liereyy. He can't stop this. This is before we even see Scorpions come into play, if Hera wants to do that. Or Halb. Hera's just so far ahead. He breaks through. He'll deny the castle. And with trebuchets behind, I don't see an immediate answer for Liereyy.
No, but he does have 128 vills. He does have a decent eco. And Hindustanis, we were talking about it, the late game tech tree is very good.
Yeah.
If he can hold on, he definitely has a shot here against Hera. Hera needs to focus on killing off Liereyy within the next probably 10, 15 minutes.
That's wild to me. I feel like if I were coaching somebody, I would say you force them onto camels, just go pure Halb now.
Yeah.
And Hera says, meh, who cares about camels? Let's drop stables instead. If there's a way to throw the game, that's probably it.
There's still 40 seconds from Imp.
Yeah.
Jeez. He did delay Imp quite a bit. He made a ton of camels.
He had to because of the amount of Scorpions and Knights, right? Hera did such a good job.
Is that the crossbow army from before?
They're still out there, dude. They're still kicking. Yep.
It is!
That's them.
What on earth? They've seen a lot, man.
So Hera drops the stables. Feels like Hera's plan is Chukunu Cav. Because we're seeing mainly Chukunu in queue. And no rocketry. No plans for Scorpions long term. Just getting his upgrades. And clearly bracing himself. But Halb, dude. Halb is insane.
It was really good once Heavy Camel and Imp Camel are in. If he does manage to get Imp Camel, he takes the fight actually before Heavy Camel is in. Maybe Hera didn't expect Liereyy to take this fight right now. He's trying to take out the Trebs. The castle falls for Liereyy. The TC survives. Maybe there's one shot coming in. The TC goes down.
All right, well, Imp upgrades are on the way. Still waiting to see, will Hera finish Liereyy off to take us to that final game in this best of 9?
Resources for Hera are insane.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 2K wood, 2K food, 600 gold, 20 on gold right now.
It's just, he needs help.
He does. I think. I mean, if he has Chukunu, they do okay against the Kings.
Yeah. That's the concern from Hera's side, though, is like this position's so good, you should win this game. This is what you want.
Camel in 3, 2. Oh, sorry.
Well, 2 minutes. Well, I've seen a lot of players do this. That you just continue to fall back because you still have that next step. This was an important area for Liereyy.
Yes, that was a very nice castle back there. If he can't get the castle up in the north or it goes down, he can't protect that gold. He needs the gold in the south.
Just Hera's castle setup is so good to last even if he loses a fight.
Yeah,
he's got castles everywhere.
I'd honestly expect Hera to start building castles in his eco now. That's usually what he tries to do. He went for the tower in the center. I'm glad he didn't build a castle there. We have very strong opinions about castles in that center area. It's only 50 seconds away from Imp Camel, Elite Chukunu, and Rocketry coming in from Hera.
All right. Well, 40 seconds.
He needs more Imp Camels.
40 seconds from a fight. Also, ideally, you have Trebs. I don't think he can wait for them, but what you want is you want a massive fight, and you want the siege to take the castle down. Because if you can't take the castle down, you can't get to where the new production's going to be, and I can see Hera is adding barracks behind that castle.
Against Rocketry Elite Chukunu, you need more camels than that. He's got 9 camels in the queue from 2 stables.
Maybe. Yeah, but you're 200 pop, you're squeezed into this corner. You're probably just going to take the fight immediately after the upgrades come in.
Crossbows even making an appearance, but those crossbows are going to go down. The Chukunu are being microed by Hera. Halberdier upgrade is still 40 seconds away, and he's also pop capped. So 10 pikemen in the queue. If the camels can clear the Chukunu and the Cavalier on this side, this could be the beginning of a pushback for Liereyy.
Hera's going to lose a lot of units here, but again, he's got the castle set up. So Cavalier will probably get chewed up, maybe some of the Chukunu do, but who can last longer in this game? The answer's Hera. He's also found some decent raids with the light cav, as the camels were all in the main engagement.
Good castle from Liereyy, though, clearing that up.
And now Halb is there.
Yep.
It was in the perfect time. And the Cav is no longer wasting precious population space.
Leary's down to 140 pop.
It's rough. 4 relics to 1 for Hera. More gold and stone control for Hera. Has collected 10,000 more resources. This is why I felt this was going to 9. That just Chinese on and closed with Hera. It's never going to go wrong.
We'll see. He's got more trebs in the queue and 2 trebs rolling forward. There's not a lot of targets here at the moment because the castles are further back from Liereyy, but cutting off this farm eco has huge value, right?
Yep.
And Lierey's down to 114 vills. He was up at 140 a minute ago. So Hera's doing well, killing the villagers. 64-4 eco KD. That was a massive raid when that was all going on.
Liereyy just keeps hoping he can find a moment to overtake Hera. And it doesn't seem too easy.
He's going for the counter raid.
Movement in the north.
Yeah, he's going for the counter raid, but the Chukanu are moving in here. That's a good little raid, clearing up some villagers, but that'll open up pop space for Hera to replace his army as a great raid comes in here from Hera. Liereyy is at 113 villagers, and he's about to drop maybe below 100 soon.
Yeah. Oh, man, Liereyy might be thinking, I've been here before. I've been up 4-3 before. And it's slipping away from me now, and it will go to the final game. I just wonder who's going to be feeling more pressure. Probably Liereyy, because Hera's so confident, and he's still at 165 pop, but it's such a tough spot. You want skirms, you want hand cannons.
You want villagers.
You want villagers, you just don't have the time.
Yeah, and now the castles are coming up in the economy from Hera. So he's just going to build them all around his farm eco. If Liereyy wants to go for the raids, he's always going to be running into castles. And if Leary's going to win this one, as I hear Town Bell quite a few times, if Leary's going to win this one, he's going to have to do it slowly and methodically.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot of method to the madness here. I just don't know if he has enough left in the tank. 33 on food against 42. Hera's will be higher as well. I think he's got a couple units garrisoned. And the trebs just keep coming, dude. They just keep coming. Couple raids there. Maybe that's why Liereyy fights on. Only 7 on golds. Are those golems elite? I feel like they probably are.
No, they don't. They don't have any upgrades. They got +2 armor, and then they have the blast furnace, I guess.
Yeah, he just never had the time for elite. And honestly, it still just feels like Hera can do whatever he wants from this position. 4K wood, 1,500 food, 1,500 gold with the 4 relics in the bank, and another TC going down for Liereyy.
Yeah, the castle's gone on that top side, so it opens it up for the raids. More villagers are going to die here. Liereyy now below 90 villagers. He's at 86 right now. Hera's queuing up some more, so Hera's lost some bills to the raids, but he should be fine overall. As Liereyy goes for a big engagement here, if he can clear the Chukanu and the Trebs, maybe there's a chance, but he's losing so many Imp Camels, and he's still losing villagers.
Yeah, and I think he just kind of had the look of a player who realizes this is going to be over, and he taps out. Game number 9 to decide the title. Dream finish.
The streak for Hera, he wants to continue it. He wants to bring it to 11. The streak for Liereyy, he wants nothing more than to stop it.
Yeah.
Right here. If Liereyy identifies that it's 2 TC build, go for the dock. Or go for extra fish.
Yep.
Right? Take advantage of what you have as the game is paused, and they are going to unpause here pretty early. That's not going to really make a difference. Maybe give them a chance to relax after some tense moments. Yes. That third villager coming forward from Liereyy told me that he was a little shaky at the start of this one.
Yeah, maybe. Well, he's going to actively scout and try and determine what Hera is going to go for. This could still easily be a scout build of some kind.
This could be a trapped scout if he gets in there, but Hera didn't see it.
Yeah.
Just fortunate. It's 2 fishing ships and a third one on the way from Liereyy. Usually people make, what, 3, 4?
Yeah. Well, two in a lot of feudal age games, especially when there's not deep fish.
He actually canceled it.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, he still wants to go for his build, I think. And I need to see Hera's base. Where's the best TC spot? He could, delete that house next to his wood line, and I really like it. But deleting a house doesn't feel good on a build like this.
No, I think you just put it on the stone in the wood, maybe. Maybe further along one of these wood lines.
It's underneath the hill, though. That would be so rough.
Ooh, is he going to put it over there on the gold? I guess it's close enough to the wood. You can't put it right up against the wood because of the hill.
Yeah, but you can still get a decent TC.
And there we go.
And all right. So fast feudal. And we have some walls from Liereyy as the plan.
Ooh, scout is in here from Hera, and no loom from
No,
Liereyy.
it's in,
No,
it's
he
in,
has
it's in.
loom. Okay, he's got loom. It was just a weak villager from before. TC now chasing Hera away, and if Liereyy can get these walls up without that scout getting inside, I think that would be really nice for him.
Yeah,
Because that's a
Hera's-
Cuman scout. It's going to be faster than Lierey's scout, and Hera is probably more than happy to just be chilling in this space.
Hera's, I mean, this is a lot of power as a player right now. Just to be able to annoy and harass.
And he's
It
gonna
might
leave.
might make Liereyy think twice about
He
what's
might be
happening
thinking
here.
of sniping fishing ships or managing that fishing ship number.
Barracks for Liereyy, quite late. This wasn't a standard build. And the villagers are on separate sides there, but Hera hasn't seen the starting scout from Liereyy, so he should know that it will be around to defend. He's just, I mean, he's booming, and he's going to nerd out with the scout, and there he sees the scout. But 2 TCs are creating vills right now, Dave.
Yep.
Lierey's officially on the clock. Can he do it? Can he finally get a win after like 7 or 8 second place finishes in LAN events alone? Or will Hera win his 11th straight S-tier event?
Well, I mean, if you look at Res Collective right now, Liereyy is significantly ahead. That's going to switch in a couple minutes from now when the villager count starts to add up for Hera, but it's still 23 vills versus 23 vills and the 3 fishing ships from before for Liereyy. He's also going out to the gold, maybe adding some farms, thinking about a faster castle age into a boom potentially. He hasn't made more than 3 fish.
Any garrison you force at this point is good. Killing that scout is massive. Then Hera won't be able to see what you are going to send forward later.
Yeah, but I don't think he can. This Cuman scout is just faster.
Yeah. It's smart from Hera to not try and win that 50-50 and just go forward to see this.
Late stable from Liereyy. Really late stable.
Yeah, I don't think this is for scouts, honestly. I think this is probably, as both these scouts are 2 hit, by the way, with 5 damage per hit. So it could be close, and then Hera will get
There's
the
a
hill.
No!
Oh, okay. That's
Liereyy
huge.
tried to get the hill. The hill didn't matter there, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the hill mattered.
The hill didn't matter with 7 HP.
Could have still gone Hera's way, and Hera now knows he needs to flood the map with army. Okay, so anytime we see Cuman boom, we talk about this. You have the boom lead, you have to hold the map control, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like the idea of Hera staying in feudal forever to win this final. Like, yeah, just send spears and send scouts. It just, your 2 TCs, just stop anything from advancing out across the map.
Especially with the forward gold from Liereyy. He could control that area. I think there are 2 golds in the back Liereyy could go to. But, I mean, there's only single palisade walls blocking off Lierey's base. So Liereyy is actually building his buildings really nicely in front of that gold to keep it safe.
Hera will have the information, and it's pretty clear. Anytime someone's up against the Cumans here, they're going to want Night Siege. So Hera should know the stable's up. I think,
how many scouts he thinks Liereyy is going to make.
honestly, I think he should know it's just 1. If you make more than that, you delay your castle age time.
Yeah. Another
But-
fishing ship here for Liereyy, too.
But like this time is so critical, guys. Lierey's not scouting that Hera has any military buildings whatsoever, and he will chase that because it's natural to chase a weak scout. That scout is always faster.
Yeah.
So Liereyy cannot be chasing that. He has to go check to see what Hera's doing. We might see Vills walk across the map at some point from Liereyy, and he can't get caught out trying to build forward siege here. Also just needs to be walled, right?
Lierey's about to click up. Lierey's about to click up. He still has the resources collected advantage, although the villager advantage is now for Hera. He's 8 ahead currently, and by the time Liereyy gets up, he's going to be like, what, 15, something like that?
Actually, I think Hera shouldn't have even tried to save that scout. Like, just take it anywhere else but there.
Yep. Well, Liereyy can see the scouts over
Okay,
here now,
yeah.
so he knows the military is being added. He's going to move his fishing ships a little bit away, and it's a fire galley from him.
So this is feeling more like a situation where maybe the best play for Liereyy is to also make scouts and then just add a 2nd and 3rd TC. Because how are you supposed to push?
Yep.
Really difficult to push when Hera has so much army on the field. But this does delay Hera's Castle Age time. And Persian TCs work even faster once Castle Age comes in.
So Hera is currently 14 villagers ahead of Liereyy, and it's still a minute to go as the lion chases after. That's going to give the spearman the advantage for Liereyy. He's trying to go after these scouts. Hera doesn't know if it's a demo in there. He's going to be relieved to see it's a fire galley, but the fire galley will get more value over time for Liereyy. and it's going to chase these scouts away. So Hera not even able to kill a fishing ship yet. Hera's not able to do any of that stuff. And Liereyy, I think he's going even for the double walls behind his palisades.
He is. This will be a long
Which
game.
is sick.
Dude, this is going to be a super long game. Lierey's going to boom as well. He's fallen behind in Vils.
Which tech tree do you like, long game? Which one's better?
And I'm not allowed to say it depends.
You're not allowed to say it.
I think I actually weirdly like Cumans, solely because of their unique tech to produce Hussars faster.
Okay.
They both struggle with ranged units, but having Halb, they both have Halb, they both have Siege Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess also, yeah, they're just going to be the same style Civ.
Humans don't have Cannon Galleon, right?
They don't. And they don't have a very good Navy, actually. I still think Persian
Navy is better.
Persian demos are sick.
Yep.
I take it back. I think I like the Persians.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I convinced you.
You had to remind me of the demos, dude.
Yep. I'm with the Church of Persian.
So remember now, one of Hera's TCs is producing.
Yeah.
And that will be versus 2, and they're faster producing TCs. So Liereyy will still be behind, but not crazy behind. Normally the difference now is Hera will have a lot more food banked to spend on.
Hera's just now scaled ahead with res collected. Normal, like against another civilization, I think he'd be 1k ahead by now.
Yeah.
But against Persians, with the TC producing faster and with the fishing ships, huge deal there for Liereyy as the fishing ships keep working. Hera, just more farms, man, and Castle Age is only a minute away. Is it a heavy investment in the Castle Age army for Hera here, or does he just add in another TC and keep booming?
Like having Adapt, Cuman booming. I just think he just keeps doing the same, and this game will go late. Remember, gold is in the middle, but middle's vulnerable. There's still 3 massive gold areas available in player bases, so you don't really have a ton of... I just don't think it's safe to move to the middle right now. And, dude, I mean...
Villager lead is only 5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's only 5.
Crazy recovery.
Because he had to use 1 TC to click up to Castle Age. He also got Wheelbarrow, so there's that, right? And he has a lot of farms, so he's getting a lot of value from that. But it's still not an incredible difference. And Liereyy has the 3 TCs producing from the Persians. He takes out another scout, and he's got scouts and spears all the way around the walls from Hera, so there's going to be no surprises here for Liereyy.
Yeah. Hera should drop another TC. Also, Liereyy slowly trying to look for relics. He's missing the relic in the south, just ever so slightly. That could have been a relic he could have snagged, but he did get the relic in the back
priority,
of his base.
probably.
Yeah. It can be really nice to have the potential for demos in these moments.
He's got one. I mean, he's got one loaded up. Can he connect with it? I don't think Hera is going to run straight into a demo. He's going to be way too active with the cavalry, but you never know.
Scouts are important. They're needed for monks. And so the scouts go down. I think Hera will actually be happy with that. He can just fall back towards monks.
3 monks from Liereyy already, with 3 in the queue.
Yeah. Yeah, and remember, both civilizations get Halb. So there could be reasons to justify pikemen pretty early, and both civilizations like Bracer. So there's not a lot of great counters long-term to the units there. And unless, I mean, Persians get hand cannon, like you said. So Cumans have the worst range units here unless they get to kip checks. And
62 versus 62 villagers.
yeah, it's the perfect final
Lierey's
game.
adding a second stable behind too. He's got 31 on food right now. Res collected is actually close. The Cuman boom has been caught up to already by the Persians. 20 minutes into the game. That is so unusual.
1 relic for Liereyy.
He found it.
And he can get that relic. The relic in the middle is still there.
Another TC from Hera. Market being forced up from Hera as well. Now he's going on to the stone.
You want to see something crazy? I bet you... Oh, okay. I think... Sorry. I was going to say,
What's
I
going
bet
on?
Lierey's going to go to stone right now.
Okay.
And then I saw 3 on stone as I was saying it.
Ah.
And MBL...
now there's nothing on stone. No, there is.
Okay, well, I saw the 3 on
Nice,
stone as I was
dude.
saying it, though, so it doesn't sound as
Proud
good.
of you.
It just feels natural,
Yeah.
right? You're both 3 TCs now. You're both building up towards the middle control.
Res collected. Even.
Even. Crazy.
That is just unbelievable. We're so used to seeing the Cuman player be ahead in res collected for like another 10 minutes in a game like this. But with the fish, with the efficiency and the eco upgrades and the eco expansion from Liereyy, he's done a wonderful job. Now he's baiting all this stuff back into potentially a demo. Hey, he doesn't go for it.
I actually don't know if you do you kill a camel with one demo hit?
No, you don't. No.
So it might not actually be worth it.
And he's got 5 monks. He's got 5 monks. He's got fervor on the monks,
you demo
too.
the light cav if you can.
So he's trying to convert the monks. Hera really doesn't want these camels to be converted. As one of the light cav goes down, Hera's going to grab the relic in the center, potentially.
There's no light cav on the field here for Liereyy. Remember,
yeah, he lost
scouts.
those earlier. Hera coming in with the camels. This might be so distracting that the demo will hit at some point.
Yeah. It's so funny. Hera can't pass easily.
Yeah.
And devotion. That's a good tech to get here for both, honestly. Persian monks lack sanctity. I don't even know if Cumans get it or not.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they probably do, but the monk HP could be valuable.
You know what'd be sick? Another dock on like the left, and you queue up like 3 demos, and it comes in from an unexpected angle.
Dude, imagine doing that all imp with heavy demos. I think it'd be so good. Hera wants this position. He will not leave it. The villagers will come to the middle for a castle, and that's good play from Hera. He was just on stone a little bit faster.
Ooh, light cav. He's lost track of the light cav. They're trying to come in for the monks. The camels are going forward. Liereyy sees the light cav, though. The camels coming near the dock. There's a castle there from Hera. Remember, it's 2 demos in that dock from Liereyy. As the camels are taking care of the light cav, Hera loses track of those a little bit. There's a scout on the field now from Liereyy to try and deal with the monks. The light cav are trying to come in. Liereyy body blocks those with the camels. And the castle is still here from Hera, but he can easily wall that off. Liereyy trying to get conversions. Hera trying to get conversions. Monks are out of position.
Gotta save your monks. Gotta save your monks. You're never gonna win the game right now. You have to save your monks after this engagement. That's the key. Honestly, I think that's a good fight for Liereyy. He kills a decent amount of camels. He was never gonna deny that castle, and now he has a target in the next stage.
Camel fights happening. Monks are healing behind, even if they can't convert. The light cav trying to go for the monks, but Lierey's been so good at pulling the camels and blocking those. However, we've got the castle. We've got the castle helping out here.
Look,
as
they got
Hera
baited
clears
away.
up a bunch of these camels.
Conversions could come in. The light cap baited too many camels away. That was the difference in the fight. It wasn't upgrades. That was similar. And that is, I think, a very good fight for Hera. But Liereyy still in the game, still can click up to the Imperial Age. I just think he's missing that second building.
Yep, he is missing it. The university goes up, and Liereyy should be on the way. The demos come out, just not at the right time. He doesn't even get a single camel, but he might be able to get this. Hera's trying to bait him. Hera's trying to bait him.
Yeah, this is difficult for the game.
He's trying to bait him.
The game is twice as hard right now because this is on Lierey's doorstep. And Hera's just got this flowing boom behind. Super smart there from Hera. Again, like we said, like if you don't kill the unit, they could just be healed up later on.
Yep. Still, Hera can't really push Liereyy all that much right now unless he wants to go for like a forward castle. But with this defensive castle and Lierey's Imperial Age, he should have a good few moments here as Hera is pretty comfortably running in that choke point near the dock.
Really important detail here. Cumans do not get heavy camel. And so I remember the previous game where Hera kept making Cavalier against Imp Camel.
And he's still making camels.
And he was late, he was late to help. If Hera continues to make camels, that does not scale well at all.
And Liereyy is opening Pikeman, I think. Pikeman is coming in, so Halberdier should come in Imperial Age. I like that. Against Cumans?
I kind of want to see Camel first, though. I think you go...
I mean, he's still adding camels. Heavy Camel is a long upgrade, so it's always priority.
Yeah. Wow, what a game. Hera is mining tons of gold in the middle. Doesn't have a single relic yet, actually. Could end up getting 3. There should be a couple more left on the map.
Docks now coming up from Liereyy. That dock takes forever to go down.
Camel will be converted here. Camel will be converted. Demo will hop out of that dock any second, but it's not in time. Might want to cancel that demo, honestly, but hard to think about that.
Oh man, we've got food, we've got gold, we've got resources aplenty for Liereyy as he gets the Imperial Age, and it's actually War Galley first. That's interesting. I would have thought Heavy Camel next. Okay, Heavy Camel's on the way in. The +2 armor just came in for Liereyy as well. Liereyy has a significant timing advantage to Imperial Age, but Hera's now up. He's only 1 minute and 45 seconds away, and the next castle is going back defensively because he's scared of the counter raid. He might not also believe that he can hold that middle position for very long.
If Hera recognizes he's not going to hold the middle position, that's really good game sense here. A lot of people double down on it, and that would probably be worse for him.
He's going for Cuman water.
Wow. And pikes.
Yeah.
And the pikes have bonus damage against ships as well, guys. Let's not forget that. So really strong against ships, even though that's kind of funny.
Liereyy should wait till he has like 3 trebs before he goes to attack that. Maybe queue up a few demos or something in those docks and get ready for the pushback from Hera to try and snipe the trebs. Kip checks are coming forward from Hera. Liereyy, hopefully fully walled. And he's sending the camels back too. He's housed at 150.
Hera was very late to pikeman, but he has a lot of time. He'll be an imp in 20 seconds. He'll probably add his own demos. Lierey's being patient. He wasn't trickling in his trebs one by one.
Both angles against those kip checks, but he can't get them. Too quick.
Kip checks are too quick, indeed. Outposts are your best friend. Castles are your best friend at this point. I'm noticing that Liereyy needs more stone, and this is so incredibly tense at the moment, dude.
They're both set up on either side. I don't think Hera's going to really hold this middle position. They might end up sharing this middle position. I wouldn't even mind, once this castle is down, just go forward with a TC if you're Liereyy. You can't kill that. It's a Persian TC. It's going to have so much HP.
21 of Hera's military units just, again, are not scalable. That's the camels.
Yeah.
But there's still no chemistry for Liereyy. So hand cannons isn't on the cards for Halb. But he could go for his own Halbs. Still no stone.
He is going for his own Halbs.
He has a stone to the south of his base.
And there's one in his base, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. He's taking it right now.
Halb is 30 seconds away for him. Hera's best counter to Halb would be Navy.
Just go make a TC right here.
Or it would be the kip checks, but he can't make many kip checks because of losing the castle.
Trebs are rolling forward. Liereyy might bring these villagers forward just to make a little nook for the Trebs to sit so they can't be sniped. That would be amazing.
Dave, the key unit might be heavy demo. Seriously.
It might be.
It's so good here.
It might be. And there's demos behind from Hera. Does Liereyy notice this? He's going in with the heavy camels. Does he notice the demos? He pulls away in time. The Trebs are working away on the stable. The Halbs are countering the camels, which don't scale, like you said. And they're blocking off the Halbs from Hera as Hera has lost the castle. He's about to lose the TC on the middle area.
Wow, this is an absolute mess. An absolute mess. It's so tough to control this right now. There's more army for Hera, though, and there's a little bit more economy. And honestly, the camels for Liereyy aren't doing all that well either. Heavy demo tech is something the Persians have in their arsenal. Fast fire is something the Persians have in their arsenal. We're not seeing it yet from Liereyy, and he's not the one mining the gold in the middle.
Yeah, his Q is looking disappointing, right? Hera, he's got the Navy, he's got the Halbs in the center, he's got 132 villagers. Lierey's got 131, but it doesn't feel like he has the same eco as Hera.
Yeah, now there will be hand cannons, but can hand cannons deal with the Navy? Hera's Navy count is getting incredibly dangerous, and Lierey's losing eco in the middle. He's losing this game.
Fast fire on the way for Liereyy. Fast fire on the way for Liereyy. The Trebs are still working away on the ships. Liereyy will have hand cannons soon. How long is he going to be able to send these villagers forward, dude? He just keeps losing more and more vills.
Yeah, he was committed there. He was committed to the middle. He sent everything thinking that he would clear it and he would win the final. But Hera said, not today, man. This is not your time. It's still not your time. And just the recognition to dock and have Navy.
Where are these vills coming from?
Good question.
The golds? Are they automatically walking there because they're running out of golds?
Yeah, it could be. Oh, man. Like, comeback conditions would be side raids. Hera's locking that down. So side raids aren't a real possibility. And if it's not side raids, it's fighting
they're
right
still
through the
coming
middle.
Forward. Where are they coming from?
It must be
Does
from
he have a
TC.
waypoint?
This is unfortunately the 14th or 15th game he's played today, so just maybe not a situation where he's able to focus with all the pressure at hand. My heart is like sinking for Liereyy at the moment. It's also rising for Hera, just how amazing he's been able to play and how consistent. He's fallen behind twice in this series. Critically was behind 4-3.
Good wall off
Brought it
there,
back to
just in
4-4.
time. Could have been very annoying Halbs over on that side. So Karening's coming in. He's got 9 fast fires, but there are Halbs there from Hera, and there's that huge galleon army. And he could think about some demos of his own, although he doesn't have any on the field right now.
No gold.
No gold for Liereyy.
He doesn't have gold. The gold is right there in the middle. Hera patiently mining it.
Liereyy almost wants to bait these galleons in towards the hand cannons so he can eject the fires.
Yeah, true, true. But you notice Hera's Halb sitting there is because he knows that Halbs shred fires. So he's actually, I think, waiting for those fire ships.
Villagers still coming forward randomly for the gold. There is at 136 Vils. 136 Vils. He's going in with the hand cannons. He's got the halberdiers in front. The hand cannons are feasting, but here come the galleons. Will he eject the fires behind this? He does. Here they come. Hera notices in time and pulls away, but a lot of Halbs dead from Hera, and suddenly Liereyy has the population lead. He just doesn't have gold.
Yeah, he needs the gold. He needs the gold somehow. He needs the gold. He can sell off food. He can sell off wood for that. Honestly, I think considering you need the golds, that probably needed to be your push, but he'll take that Treb. He'll take the next one. Just not a big queue of gold units right now for Liereyy.
And if you don't have gold, you can't make more Navy.
But
right?
you can also just hope your own Halbs work against the enemy ships. It's just harder against the galleons, I guess.
Couple bomber cannons on the way, more Halbs on the way from Liereyy. Still does not have access to the gold in the middle. That's where all the remaining gold is on this map.
Uh-oh, I think we have a raid.
Hera's going for a counter raid. Yeah, let's see if Leary's fully walled. Okay, well.
Well, the patented Kip check in 5 Halb raid.
In box formation.
In box formation, but it's something, dude. And it actually does lots of damage, and it's annoying. And Hera's still banking up the gold. And Hera doesn't need to change the game state, really.
No, he's fine with this.
Yeah.
He's fine with this. Elite Skirmisher now on the way for Liereyy. He has to sell everything just to get these techs in, because he's run out of gold.
Wow, what a great job from Hera. That initial castle to lock down the gold was perfectly timed. And they had similar amounts of army, but Hera just had the commitment there.
Another castle from Hera. Not certain this is the right timing for that castle because the bomber cannons are coming out. So he's going to have to be careful with that foundation. I'm sure he will be. There's also a trebuchet there from Liereyy, but the galleons are trying to snipe the bomber cannons, and he gets both of them. Those are expensive unit losses for Liereyy.
Lierey's only unit that I can get excited about right now would be Halb.
Demo. All the fires go down.
Hera needs to delete that castle. Hera needs to delete that castle. Hera's population has dropped off a cliff here. He also, it's not like he's fully boomed. He loses 20 villagers building a castle. That's not necessarily great. And castle gets deleted or destroyed.
Castle, I think, got deleted. Another bomber cannon out here from Liereyy. More Halb spamming forward. Hera's at 160 population. Lierey's still at 170.
Will the castle stay up? He needs that castle, and he will
kill the Treb, and it stays up. It was going after the trebuchet, so the castle is still up from Liereyy.
Oh man!
More fires coming in here. 50 on food, 62 on wood for Liereyy. That's about his entire economy. Still can't get to that goal. It seems so tantalizingly close.
Yeah, and it's. He needs that moment plus a follow-up with his own siege every time. There's been 2 or 3 instances now. He could win one fight, but he can't also get the follow-up with his siege.
God, he's just trying. He has to spend so much gold just attacking the trash units.
Yeah, Dave, I think if anything, Hera can start to switch focus away from the middle ever so slightly with Lycav raid, and if it's in the back of the eco, it's impossible for Liereyy to deal with. Where those the Kip check and the Halbs went would be the target. Oh man, I think Hera can tell now. I think Liereyy can tell that this is fully Hera's direction right now. There's nothing Liereyy can really do to change the status quo.
There's some fires in that dock. He could maybe kill some of these galleons. The galleons are going after the bomber cannon once more, and they do get it. Hera back up to 190 pop. Liereyy at 168. Liereyy is still queuing up skirms and trebs. He's only got fletching for the skirms though.
No cannon galleons for Cumans is kind of awkward here.
He's running out of options.
But there's trebs, and those trebs will be on a castle that's already barely being repaired enough. Hera protecting both sides with the Navy. Cavalier about to complete. I don't hate it if you have the golds. It's more effective at raiding. It's maybe a little wasteful in some situations, but why not? Just go for the strongest units. You can win the finals right here.
If Liereyy wants to win this tournament, he's going to have to fight like there's no tomorrow. He's going to have to drag this game out. He is going to have to force Hera into some uncomfortable positions because right now, Hera's got full control.
I don't think fight can do it. I really don't. Fight is, it only does so much. You can only fight so much without the gold. And when Hera has the position to just kind of push right into your base here, the raid did start a little bit in the south.
Fires come out.
Last push.
Fires come out from Liereyy. And Hera putting the galleons over on the right side. The Trebs are a little bit exposed from Liereyy. The Halbs are coming in for the ships. They do pretty good damage, and the Trebs are rolling forward to somewhere. And Hera actually needs to retreat. He didn't snipe the Trebs.
Uh-oh. Demos.
Nice demo
down.
against the Halbs.
He can go for the Trebs, actually.
He doesn't get him.
Wow. I mean,
180 population for Liereyy. 180 population for Hera.
I mean, he's trashing down the boats. it is kind of working. I still feel like I'm expecting Hera to just send raids right here.
Yeah,
like,
and he's killing the occasional villagers, but Liereyy is reproducing his vills. He's lost 46 vills this game. He's constantly up at like 130 population where he needs to be. Trebs now under threat by the Cavalier, but the Cavalier go down.
Oh man, but Hera's galleon count remains, demos everywhere, and he's got the gold for it. So yeah, you just can't flood enough trash against this. Hera's got 5 trebuchets. If he takes out this castle, it might be enough to get Liereyy to tap. Liereyy down to 160 pop now.
The galleons are key. Hera invested into Navy really early in Imperial Age. Liereyy, it took him some time, right? Maybe he should have gone for fast fire right away. Who knows?
And the galleons can always be replaced. The Trebs are there. Hera with demos in front. Liereyy probably just cannot believe it. The curse that is his tournament history, unfortunately, of being second place so frequently. This would be the 8th straight land over years and years and years. It looks like it might remain here. Barracks on the front now from Hera as well. And Liereyy just cannot believe it.
GG!
Okay, because we've got to talk about this. It felt like it was a hard series. I think this, you could agree, was probably Lierey's best performance in an incredibly long time.
Yeah, Liereyy played amazing this tournament, and especially in the finals.
Does it feel a bit heartbreaking at the same time? So I'm thinking if there's any person that maybe is a struggle to beat up here, just from an emotional standpoint, just how close you are. You said you're like brothers, he's like your son. Liereyy has to be the one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love Liereyy as a competitor and as a person, and I've been sharing the stage with him for like 10 years now, and it's always a tough battle, and I feel like this time was maybe the closest ever.
So you're saying is, Daddy's still got a few tricks to teach his son.
Exactly.
I mean, what's next? Where does this end? Like, at what point, I guess, does it almost just become a number to you? Because I guess that's the trade-off of that system you talked about, where you just take it one game at a time.
Well, this final really brought everything out of me, and I feel like I had to really dig deep to pull it through. So this one was very emotionally charged, and I'm happy to take the win, and I'm not really thinking about the future right now. Just gotta soak it in the moment.
My friend, a hard-fought victory, an incredible victory. One more time with the trophy. Get loud, get proud. For your Lord of the Garrison, it's Hera!